Good evening, everyone. Welcome. It's a Fantasy Endgame live here with you again. It's Wednesday, which means good for us, only 24 hours away from some more NFL football. And it'll be a game. It will be a game, that's for sure. Some news already on that game. You already know the Chargers are without their starting quarterback, and now officially for the rest of the season. Stings a little bit. What about their other star players? We'll find out. Um, also, still licking my wounds, and Dolphins fans are. I love, especially when you go to work and there's people who know you're a Dolphins fan, like, "Hey, what happened? Hey, that game. What do you think?" Oh yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
I had forgotten that just happened, and yeah. So yeah, there's that. And people want to ask and talk and relive it. Still licking her wounds, but Tyreek Hill, the cheetah, still licking his paws. I guess he is possibly not going to play. Questionable. Did he practice at all today?
He did not practice. I still feel like he's going to play, though, because the way he was talking, he did go back into that game. I
Right.
feel like he's still going to play. Even if all he can do is run fast straight. That's still something the defense has to worry about. So I think he's going to play. We may not get, the best Tyreek Hill this week for our fantasy playoffs, which is unfortunate. Hopefully, if you have Tyreek Hill, you got the bye, and maybe you can, get him back week 16 when he's healthier. But this is certainly, I don't know. Right now, my gut tells me he's going to play, but we'll see. We'll have to see.
And I think it's pretty clear. But if he plays in any way, shape, or form, and you're in the playoffs, you pretty much have to keep him in your lineup, right? There's no way you can say, well, I don't want to. I mean, if he plays, you have to play him, right? This is the one guy. There's no exceptions.
Yeah, who are you putting in over Tyreek Hill? I mean, unless you somehow have I have Sun God, and I also have, I don't know who else. Sun God, I have CeeDee Lamb, I have AJ Brown. Oh, okay. Maybe in your case, you don't need to risk it with Tyreek Hill because you have like 3 studs. But for 99% of us, yeah, you're playing Tyreek Hill this week.
Yeah, there's a couple people out there like 4-man leagues, 6-man leagues. Okay, yeah, maybe, but for most of us, yeah, I think if Hill plays, everything he said after the game since is not sounding scary in terms of him completely missing. And let's face it, now that they blew that game, Dolphins still need to keep winning if they want any
Right.
sort of home field throughout the playoffs or even at all, because yeah, had their chance to take the top seed and they nope, did not take advantage. All right. So Tyreek Hill, I know you're worried about him, but it's still early. We always say this as well. It's Wednesday. This is the first day that teams, unless they're playing the Thursday game, or in this case, Saturday games, which we got 3 of them this week. Not great games. I don't think there's too many studs playing on Saturday, but still, for the most part, you're still waiting and seeing. So we don't want to overreact to early week. And this is still early week injury reports. We learned our lesson last week. We're not going to overreact to weather reports because
Oh, man.
that was also kind of big. Look, I did still start Cooper Kupp in a couple leagues. I felt good about him. We should have been more in on Stafford, I feel like.
Yeah, I will say I had Stafford in a league. I didn't drop him. It was a must-win game. But I was like, look, if I win, I'm gonna want Stafford for week 15. So I didn't drop him, but I did pick up Joe Flacco, and I played Flacco. And look, Flacco, I think it was only like a 2-point difference. Like Flacco was good, but I definitely got burned by those weather reports. So we definitely like right now the big weather report is, oh my gosh, the win in Miami. Nah, I don't care. Unless you're telling me like it's gonna be like Category 5 hurricane winds. I don't care. Usually I hardly can worry about the weather. Like everybody's like, oh my gosh, it's going to rain. Oh my gosh, there's some wind. And I'm usually like, it's no big deal. And this week I fell for it and I regret it. So not doing that again.
No. And you already know this. I'm firing up specifically Matt Stafford in every single league that he's possibly on my roster. Not the one where you decided to bid $85 just to make sure you got him. But other than that, every other league. and Cup and Puka and maybe even DeMarcus Robinson. We'll see how that goes. We do have, of course, some injuries for Thursday. We do know injury reports there. Before we get to Thursday, and we'll talk a lot more specifically about that game, tomorrow before it starts. But we're going to be missing some stars. Any other breaking news or important things we have updated today? It's early in the week, but still, there was.
Yeah, it's still early. Like as expected, CJ Stroud hasn't practiced in the concussion protocol. I think that was about the big news. Obviously, there's some big news for tomorrow.
Well, let's get to it. So yeah, Justin Herbert, painful enough. And now, as you thought, well, maybe Easton Stick could every time Easton Stick, maybe he can give it to Keenan Allen a bunch. Well, no, Keenan Allen is officially out. So all of us who went into the playoffs with the Herbert Keenan Allen stack and the top seed, fortunately a bye this week. But yeah, you're not getting Keenan or Herbert. So here's the big question. Are we going to even trust any single Charger in this matchup whatsoever?
I think you got to still trust Austin Eckler. If you look at it, Austin Eckler is now Breece Hall. He's now Breece Hall, meaning he's probably going to get 8 dump offs. He's probably going to run for like 25, 30 yards. He's going to get 8 dump offs for whatever, 30, 40 yards, and maybe he can score. But in PPR, that's pretty good. Because if you look at last week, I think I saw the targets when Easton Stick played. It was like Keenan Allen 10, Austin Eckler 5, and then everybody else had like 1 or 2. I mean, he was only throwing to those 2 guys. So I can see Austin Eckler being the leading receiver I can see Austin Eckler having an Ezekiel Elliott type of game, right? Does nothing on the ground, catches 7 passes, 8 passes, somehow finds the end zone. Some miraculous way he finds the end zone, maybe.
Maybe. Raiders' run defense is not that good, so you'd think, but Austin Eckler has not been good. It's really sad. It really is just sad. This Chargers team should be so good, especially on offense, but it's going to be rough. And you know what? That's not all, because now we look at the flip side. The Raiders, Josh Jacobs not practicing. I think there's a really good chance he doesn't play, even hasn't been officially ruled out. And did I also see right that Devontae Adams is not practicing? Where did that come from?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard anything that makes you think Adams will miss. I'm not too worried about Adams. I'm certainly worried about Josh Jacobs, though. I would be very, very surprised if we see Josh Jacobs. And even if we do, how good are you going to feel about Josh Jacobs tomorrow night on a week where he didn't practice all week in this offense, coming off a knee injury? Like, I get it. Maybe you're desperate. You're like, well, it's either Josh Jacobs or, I don't know, like Rashawn Johnson or Khalil Herbert or Donta Foreman or something like that. I get it. But I really don't think we're going to see Jacobs tomorrow.
I don't think so either. And we almost had some interesting news, but I guess it's a non-story here. Might not even have the same quarterback for the Raiders. They were saying, well, it's not going to be Aiden O'Connell for sure. He might not play, but I guess that got squashed. So he's still playing.
Yeah, I think the Raiders came to their senses and they're like, okay, we're not really fighting for the playoffs. Like, why go to Brian Hoyer? Like, why? I mean, maybe. I mean, I could see them going back to Jimmy G because they're paying Jimmy G a lot of money to stand on the sidelines and wear a hat and smile for the cameras every now and then when they flash on him. But yeah, might as well just stick with Aiden O'Connell and see if maybe he could turn the corner. Maybe he'll have a Zach Wilson game and everybody will be like, oh, see, he can be the guy.
Yeah, it's always possible. I mean, if there's a team he's going to do it against, Chargers would make sense.
Right.
So I guess that would be one thing.
Bless you.
Sorry, allergic to backup quarterbacks. It could be rough, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. If anything changes, the Chargers, you already know what's going on there. definitely no Herbert and no Keenan Allen. So get Keenan Allen out of your lineups and don't necessarily, fall over yourself. Go out of your way to put like Quentin Johnston or Gerald
Josh
Everett in your
Palmer.
lineup.
I'm good.
And for the Raiders, we'll see. Check back tomorrow. We'll get you the latest updates because Josh Jacobs, he's super risky. But Devontae Adams, I think he's still playable for sure if he plays. But we'll see what happens there. Now, it's going to be probably, although we said this last week and what happened with the Patriots and the Steelers, it's like all these points. It was like 2018 or something. But I do feel at the very least, look, Austin Eckler, I think he can get 1 yard. You feel that? Yeah. You feel like one is doable?
I feel like 1 yard is doable, yes.
All right. If nothing else, 1 yard. So this is important if you haven't tried Underdog yet, because if you sign up right now for Underdog, you get this special, new customer special. It's a pick'em, and it's Austin Eckler going higher than 0.5 total yards. Doesn't even have to come on the ground. He can come away with negative rushing yards, but still you win this pick as long as he catches some passes and gets positive yardage. So I think he can do it, right? Easton Stick can help him out here. And Austin Eckler gets higher than 1 yard, and you take that pick and you combine it with any other pick, and you can get 3 times or even more if you use these, what they call scorchers now. You can go up to 5 picks. You can do like 20, 25 times your entry if you're feeling risky, which is usually what I do. I think I just put in a five player pick this afternoon. We'll see how that goes. Make sure you use promo code ENDGAME because that gets you also your deposit match 100% dollar for dollar up to $100 when you sign up. So double your money just for making an account, and then you could potentially triple your very first pick'em if you take this freebie and just put it with any other pick. And in those videos that we do, our start sit, we usually give you our very favorites at each position. I also noticed now they have a thing. It's called packs, right? It's like did you see that? We checked today, but it was for NBA specifically, but it was like, was it dime pack or something? Because it was like, it was all point guards and taking the picks on assists. So they had a pack. It was like 3 or 4 players, and then you can take higher or lower on their assists. So a little kind of like neat little bundle. That was cool. Cool idea.
Yeah.
All right.
Interesting. They're always doing fun stuff like that, different stuff.
Oh yeah, holiday season's coming. Got some
giveaways. Another cool thing this time of year, which we'll probably start doing in January, are playoff best ball drafts.
Yeah, that's one thing in our Discord. People talking about some of our guys who were deep into the best ball, like Vorador, especially. Jimmy's always in there. Is the Best Ball Mania, the playoffs and the advancing, talking about who's getting on there. Those teams, the results, the regular season results are in. Some people already have won. Some people are moving on to the playoffs. So good luck to everybody there.
Yep.
But it's almost playoff time. You can draft a playoff team right now. In fact, you don't have to wait till the season's over. You can draft your playoff team right now. And you might, if you make smart picks, you might have an edge over everybody else, right? All right, let's get to 369 Rye. Says he doesn't know how this happens. Always just happens to be on YouTube when the preview goes up. That tells me either you're on YouTube a little too much or you're just waiting for us.
That's right. The YouTube algorithm is good. It's easy to come on. It's like, hey, you'll like this. Go check it out.
So we did talk about this, right? Jacob's trending. He's trending out, I think.
Yeah, I think he's trending out. I'd be very, very worried starting him this week. Next week, maybe next week. I mean, he will have more time to recover. Maybe next week.
Yeah, if you got him, just bench him. Don't roll with it. All right, other John got the membership here. What's up? Murray, Fields, or Mayfield?
I think you got to go Fields. I think he has the upside. I know you look and say, oh, it's the Browns on the road, tough matchup, but he runs. Yeah, he runs. He has the upside. He has DJ Moore Kyler's against the 49ers, and Baker, I forget his matchup, but I know it's not good this week. Packers on the road, is that who he's got this week?
Packers on the road.
Yeah, I'm going Fields.
Yeah, Mayfield doesn't have the rushing upside that either of these guys have. Murray's tough matchup. So I really don't hate Murray. I think he's startable this week because the 49ers do sometimes give up yardage, especially if they happen to be up big, the other team. But I think it's got to be Fields. All right, the actual first comment was Skibbity. It's also on here a lot. Garrett Wilson or Justin Jefferson?
I think I still have to go Justin Jefferson if he plays. I think he got a limited practice in today. I think if he plays, I still have to play Jefferson.
Yeah, in fact, I think it was him. I think a quote from Jefferson himself saying he's like confident he's going to play, or I'm going to be out there, something like that. Which take it for what it's worth, but feel like Jefferson's playing. I think you got to go Jefferson. Yeah. J1364 McBride is available on waivers. You already have Laporta and Hill. What to do?
I mean, yeah, I'd probably drop Hill and pick up McBride just so nobody else gets McBride, but I'm still playing Laporta over him, especially this week. Laporta getting that matchup at home against the Broncos, right? Yeah, the Broncos, that's the best tight end matchup you can get. McBride gets the 49ers. That's pretty much the toughest tight end matchup you can get. So I'm still playing Laporta over McBride this week, but I would drop Hill and pick up McBride just so nobody else can get him. I don't know. How is McBride on the way? That's impressive that nobody in your league needs a tight end. I would love to take Trey McBride. I'm actually hoping this is where I'm at in one playoff league. I'm hoping Darren Waller plays this week so I can play him at tight end. That's how bad it is.
I almost forgot Darren Waller existed too. And I'm not playing Darren Waller. Yeah, definitely pick up McBride and you can drop Hill, but play Laporta. And then the other league, you have Ingram and Kincaid. Who to play?
I think you got to go Ingram, right? He's just been so good. The two and look, it coincides exactly with the 2 games Christian Kirk missed. I know Christian Kirk played that game 2 weeks ago, but he played literally one snap, and then he caught a pass and got hurt. So he's basically played the last 2 games without Christian Kirk, and look what he's done. I think it's got to be Ingram.
Yeah, in this case, you have to buy into the Ingram surge because it does happen to coincide with that. So yeah, it's got to be Ingram until further notice, really. And then Abimanu is into the playoffs, number 2 seed. Very nice. Oh, thank you. Thank you for always being with us. He's here every single week, basically. So another tight end question. Drop Kincaid for Likely.
No, hold Kincaid. I still prefer Kincaid to Likely rest of the season. I don't want to give somebody. I don't want to just give somebody who's hurting at tight end Kincaid.
And he has so he has Goddard. You really don't need to add another tight end if you already have Goddard and Kincaid. Likely's fine. Look, what I talked about with Likely in the waiver wires is pick him up if you need a tight end. You don't need a tight end. You have 2 good startable tight ends.
Right.
So no. Now, who would you play? I'm assuming, I don't know if he has a bye or not, but this week, Goddard or Kincaid, who would you like?
I think I got to go Goddard against the Seahawks. Should be a good game for this Eagles offense. I'm going Goddard this week.
Agree. I feel like it's going to be a get-right game for the Eagles all across the board. Mary Jo, how's it going? Here's the 8-team league. Fields, Love, Bijan, Rashad, Swift, Zeke, Amon-Ra, DJ Moore, Olave, McBride, Ferguson, Baltimore, Green Bay defense.
All right. I guess we're picking. Well, I'm going Fields over Love. Bijan and White at running back. Sun God DJ Moore at wide receiver. I think I might go Ferguson over McBride this week. Just a bit better matchup for him. I don't know how many flexes you need. It's PPR, so I would rank them Olave, Swift, and then Zeke last.
Yeah, I'm going to agree there. Bijan and White. I like Swift this week, but I'm not putting him over those 2 guys. You have to start DJ Moore and Sun God. Baltimore, Green Bay, as far as defense, because let me see, Baltimore. No, we just said this. Who's Baltimore get? It's a tough matchup, isn't it?
Jaguars in Jacksonville.
Jaguars, and it's on the road. I'm going Green Bay defense here, even though Baltimore's the better actual defense in real life. Don't you think Green Bay against Baker Mayfield? Yeah.
Yeah, I know they didn't come through against the Giants here, but I think I'm going to trust Green Bay in the better matchup over Baltimore against Trevor Lawrence. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they were going to get against Tommy DeVito and the family. So, Fields, yeah. And then this week, Ferguson. Senor Royland, what is up? Pittman or chance it with Tyreek?
Oh, man. See, this is one of those decisions where it's like, do I just go with Pittman and not risk it with Tyreek? I think it comes down to like, how is Tyreek practicing and how are they talking about him? If he doesn't practice again tomorrow and then maybe just gets a limited in on Friday and they're like, yeah, he's questionable with the ankle, I might just roll with Pittman. I mean, Pittman's been great. Yeah. See how it looks. Come join us Saturday. Let's see how I'm sure you will. See how it looks on Saturday when we have full practice reports.
Yeah, I was going to say with this game here, this decision, I should say, because Pittman does play on Saturday, not Sunday. You can't wait. If it happens to be a game time decision, you're going to have to put Pittman in. So, man, I don't know. I think I still, for now, I'm keeping Tyreek in there. But I wouldn't blame you if you just want to roll with Pittman. And then grabbed Browning and Minshew to replace Herbert.
All right, that's fine. I like that because you can mix and match. You can play matchups. I like Browning this week. I might like Browning next week too, but I might like Minshew in week 17. I don't remember who the Bengals play, but I know Minshew gets the Raiders at home in week 17 or something like that.
Yeah, Colts have a great schedule, but I think this week I'm going Browning between those two. All right, Daniel Chavez needs lineup help. 10 team, full PPR. Choose 2, 2, 1, and 1, and a kicker in defense just for fun. Hall, Gibbs, Ford, Charbonnet, JJ, DJ Moore, Cooper, Jaden Reed, Deontay, and then got Ingram, Ferguson, 2 kickers and 2 defenses.
Are you streaming? Are you playing matchups with your kickers? Do people do that? That might be a thing. I don't know. Might be a thing. Let's see. 2 running backs.
2 running backs, yeah.
I think you got to go Hall and Gibbs.
Yeah.
Hall and Gibbs. At wide receiver, Jefferson if he plays, and DJ Moore. If not, DJ Moore and Cooper. At tight end, I'm going Ingram. I just am. I gotta chase this heater with no Christian Kirk. I like Ferguson, but give me Ingram. And then flex, I will say, if Jefferson plays, I'll flex Cooper. If Jefferson doesn't play, which means I'm playing DJ Moore and Cooper at wide receiver, I'll flex Jaden Reed if he plays. Now, apparently, he was in the concussion protocol, but it's week 15. Concussions don't exist anymore, so not in the concussion protocol all of the next day. Somehow he cleared concussion protocol in one day because it's week 15 and concussions don't matter anymore. But he has an ankle injury, so we'll have to see. But he would be my next flex. If not him, for some reason he doesn't play, then I guess Deontay would be my flex.
Right. Got some hypotheticals here, but it's got to be the first 2, JJ and DJ Moore, if they play, and then just go down the line here if you have to keep replacing guys.
Yeah.
I noticed you avoided the kicker question. You want me to take that one?
Who we got? Bucker's Chiefs. McManus was Broncos, but now he's somewhere else, and I think you told me, and I don't even remember anymore.
He's Jacksonville. So I would say this because
that's so weird.
I know, but okay. Well, look, Bucker's on the road, isn't it? On the road against the Patriots.
Yeah. Does that matter?
Weather in not good conditions, slow game. McManus is going to be in the sunshine of Florida. Go McManus. That's my
there you go.
Kicker analysis. What about Rams, Bears?
Bears has the Browns on the road. I mean, Rams at home against Commanders. I'll just take that.
Yeah. Go Rams. Sam Howell's definitely good for some sacks, possibly turnovers. Here you go. 314. Skip to my loot. Pick 3. Henry Moss, Monty Mostert, Pollard, Javonte, CEH.
I think you got to go Henry. Oh, man. Henry, Mostert, and Pollard? Ah, man, but it's tough to sit Monty against the Broncos. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is tough. I feel like Moss, Monty, man, I can make a case for each of them. Maybe Moss is the benchable one here because he hasn't been that good. I mean, Javonte, I can pass on Javonte. Monty, Mostert, Pollard all feel very close to me.
Right. I think Pollard is interesting still because the Bills aren't that great against the run. I think he has a good, decent enough matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might go Henry, Mostert, Pollard. I might just have to bench Monty against the Broncos. It's tough. It's tough
to bench Monty because they're at home. It's a great matchup. How can you bench Mostert after last week and the Jets aren't as good against the run? They might need to run it more, and I don't even know. Henry, yeah, I think probably Henry, Mostert, Pollard, because those guys are not ceding as many touches as Monty is.
Yeah.
All right, need to take tight end kicker McBride or Goddard or Kincaid.
I'm going.
Or you're going to say Kincaid?
No, not Kincaid. It's either McBride or Goddard. I kind of feel like Goddard, but then there's a part of me that thinks like McBride's going to get 10 targets. And do I just chase the 10 targets in a PPR league and not worry about the upside? Yeah, McBride and Goddard's close. I might just go McBride and chase those targets.
Yeah, on Goddard, definitely getting far less target share. It's the matchup here. I think I'm worried enough about the matchup with McBride. I'll probably give Goddard the edge because it could be a good Goddard week. So McBride probably has a higher floor, but I like to live dangerously. So I'll probably go with Goddard. And then another kicker question: Moody or Koo?
I feel like both these guys are just guys you just play. Like you don't think about it, you just play them. Like you got somehow I know these guys: San Francisco and Atlanta.
That's right. Well, Koo, I think Koo is the one you just set and forget. But
although didn't he miss 2 field goals last week?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, he's automatic. Moody, I guess because they go against Arizona, maybe figure a lot of points. But maybe this is a kicker question. We don't need to spend this long on it. So, yes. Flip a coin. Who do you like?
I guess Koo.
I guess it is. That's where I was going to go. All right, Frank fan. Don't know I did it mid the playoffs. All right. Nice. Now the season starts again. Start 3. Flowers, DJ Moore, Garrett Wilson, Diggs.
I think you got to go DJ Moore and Diggs. I know Diggs has been pretty bad recently. I have Diggs. Thankfully, I haven't had any. I've been able to overcome his bad games, but I'm still trusting him. Diggs and DJ Moore. I might go Zay Flowers over Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson feels a bit safer. Like, Garrett Wilson's going to get force-fed a bunch of targets. But I like Zay Flowers' upside this week against the Jaguars. I think that could be good. And for some reason, Jaguars games turn into, like, QB shootouts. So I think I'm going DJ Moore and Diggs for sure. And then I think I'm going Zay Flowers at my number 3.
Yeah, who wants safe? Go Zay Flowers is safe enough. Playing my daughter in the first round.
Oh, well. I guess if it's well, I don't know. I don't have a daughter, so I don't know. But I guess if it's your daughter, you can win because your daughter is probably going to be mad at you multiple times, hundreds of times throughout your life. So why not have another one here?
This is a win-win, right? Either you win the game or
Yeah.
she wins, which is really a bigger win.
Yeah.
Hurting, yeah, but it's okay. If anybody else,
At least your daughter will be happy.
What's up, Moises? Tough week for the playoffs. Yep, Allen is now out. It's a 10-teamer. Starts it. So let's do this again. 2 running backs, 2 receivers, tight end, and flex. Bijan, Monty, Cook, Hill, also questionable. FJ Moore. Oh, that's the cousin to DJ Moore. No, I know it's DJ Moore. Is he questionable?
Yeah, he didn't practice today with an ankle injury, but I'm not too worried about it yet. But yeah.
That would be brutal if you happen to lose Allen and Hill and Moore all don't play. Then you just know you're cursed. But let's assume that's not happening.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. 2 running backs, 2 receivers, tight end, and a flex.
All right. Bijan and Monty at running back. Tyreek Hill and DJ Moore at wide receiver. Laporta at tight end. And I might just flex James Cook. He's been good. And ever since they got rid of Ken Dorsey, they've actually made more of a commitment to him and using him. I know it's a tougher matchup. You think, oh, it's Cowboys' tough matchup, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm going Bijan, Monty, Tyreek Hill, DJ Moore, and James Cook.
Yeah, in this case, I mean, obviously, if Hill or Moore play, you play them. There's just no question there. Okay, flexing Cook. It is full PPR, but he's been getting the usage. Palmer, you don't need to pick up. OBJ, nah, I'm not going to start him necessarily over these guys.
Yeah, that's...
And then Laporta, I think you got to start Laporta. And he did say he also has or sees Keaton Mitchell, Chase Brown on the waivers, but I mean, I don't know. Over Ford, maybe, but I don't think it's a big difference.
Yeah.
All right, the other John wants to know Tua or T-Law.
I'm going T-Law this week. He's at home against the Ravens. I mean, I know it's not a great matchup, but that makes you feel better than Tua against the Jets with potentially a banged-up Tyreek Hill. I'm going T-Law.
I think you need to. There's legit reason to be worried about Tua's production. Not a great matchup for T-Law, but it's a worse matchup for Tua. So T-Law it is. JR Fuentes, what is up? If Jacobs is not going to play tomorrow, would you start in the flex Cooper or Beckham?
I'm definitely going Cooper. I mean, he had 14 targets last week. Now, granted, a lot of them are uncatchable because it's Joe Flacco, but he still had 7 catches for 77 yards. I mean, he fumbled. He didn't fumble, he would have had a pretty good game. It's the Bears. I mean, I know they have a decent secondary, but they don't terrify me. I'm going Cooper.
The Bears, honestly, their defense has been a lot better lately. Jalen Johnson, by the way, I think is now the top graded corner in the league. If he's going to shadow, then you got to be concerned. I don't think he's going to give that full shadow treatment, but I would still go Cooper over Beckham because just the target share. That's what I'm going to lean towards, the target share. And if Hill is out, would you flex Javonte or Moss?
I'm still going to go Moss.
Yeah,
he's getting all the touches. He's got a good matchup at home against Pittsburgh, right? So I'm going to trust Moss for the 3rd straight week, and if he doesn't come through, we better see JT in week 16 because I might legit rage drop Zach Moss if he doesn't come through this week.
I was going to say I sense a rage drop coming, but let's give him one more shot. Michael Cazares. Mahomes, Browning, Geno, or Howell?
I mean, I cannot bench Mahomes for these guys. I get it. Like, if you got, like, Matthew Stafford, if you have Brock Purdy, I get it. I'd be like, sure, go ahead. Play those guys. Browning, Geno, Howell? Nah, I'm still playing Mahomes.
Yeah, not for these guys. I'm playing Browning in leagues where I lost Justin Herbert. If I have Mahomes, I'm still starting Mahomes. And then Fields or Love.
Going Fields. Going Fields. More upside.
Right.
Plus, Love might be without Christian Watson, maybe Jaden Reed.
Yeah. Fields it is. And then Juice 420. It's a 14-team league, 12-2. Not too shabby. And mentioned down below, he goes, there are no buys in my playoffs. Only 4 teams make it out of 14.
Oh, wow. That is savage. That is
Yeah, he
only
says
4 teams out of 14.
Yeah, actually, let me put this one up first. Only 4 teams. He gets to play the 4 seed because he's the one in both week 15 and 16, and then he plays that winner. So it's a 2-week and then another 2-week tournament.
I mean, if you're gonna do this, you might as well start the playoffs in week 14, because now you're playing week 17 and 18 for your championship. Ugh.
Yeah. Well,
but hey, each league to their own.
Yeah, pretty brutal. Okay, so let's see. You got Stafford, CMC, Bijan, Diggs, JJ Kincaid, Waddle, Atlanta's defense, Aubrey, the league winner. And on the bench is Murray, McBride, Keaton, Elijah, McKinnon, Robinson. I like that. Addison. Any changes?
I don't think so. Kincaid, McBride. I'm probably still starting McBride over Kincaid, honestly.
Yeah, that's the only change here, I think.
Yeah, I know it's a tough matchup, but he's going to get that crazy target share. I might do McBride over Kincaid, but that's it.
Agree with that. Frosty, 12-team half. Pick 2 receivers, 2 running backs, and a flex. Well, guess we can scratch Keenan Allen off the list here. So Diggs, Ridley, Downs.
I mean, it's got to be Diggs and Ridley. You can't trust Downs right now.
Yeah, that's it. You got to go Diggs and Ridley. Okay, and then running back, we need to mix in Zeke, Pacheco, who also might not play, and Chandler.
Oh, man. I mean, Mixon and Zeke.
Even if Pacheco does play, are you really feeling good about him?
I mean, maybe if he gets if he's full, but it is the Patriots. Tough run defense.
Yeah.
Might as well. Mixon and Zeke
for the win.
And look, if Pacheco doesn't play, I'm flexing Chandler. Just take a shot on Chandler, getting all the run against the Bengals. Ugh. Oof.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Bad timing for these injuries here. Let's just hope you make it through this week. Hopefully get Keenan Allen back next week. And Pacheco. All right. Yeah, what about this? I guess that is news. It's not a fantasy impactful news, but Boomer, what's up, Boomer? Yeah, they're talking about Belichick as if like they were ready to fire him weeks ago. They just haven't announced it. It makes sense.
Didn't they just sign him to an extension?
I think they did. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. Look, there might have been a time when Bill Belichick was a NFL genius, but I think that time has passed. I think, sadly,
the day after Tom Brady left.
Well, I mean, look, let's not forget he took the Browns to their first playoff appearance in however many years with not a great roster. You know, he won Super Bowls as a defense coordinator with the Giants. The Patriots were already a good team before, when they had Drew Bledsoe before Brady. I just feel like the game has maybe passed them by.
Right. And without getting into full rant mode here, just the thing to me is this whole coaching tree. Every single assistant and coordinator and coach associated with the Patriots has been like an abysmal failure and a flop given the chance. And that's just a fact. Just terrible. So he may have been a good coach in his day, but he did not necessarily do a great job coaching his coaches. They just, I think, did a good job complying. But anyways, does this mean that they get a quarterback like Drake May, and then all of a sudden this becomes an interesting offense? Yeah,
I mean, if they got to bring in an offensive mind. Like, you just watch the Patriots offense. Like, watch the Patriots offense and then watch, like, I mean, I want to say the Dolphins, but that's probably unfair. But just the way, even without the speed, just the way they use motion and the way they use these guys. And the Patriots, it's like it might as well be like me playing Madden. Might as well be me playing Tecmo Bowl, where you had like 2 pass plays and 2 run plays.
Three choices.
Right? Run 1, run 2. Pass 1, pass 2. That's like the Patriots.
That's pretty accurate, yeah. And I hate to say here, being in San Antonio, it's kind of like now I think the Spurs fans are ready for Popovich to retire because it's like his offense. It looks the same as it did with Tim Duncan, except they don't have Tim Duncan. It's like you can't just throw it in the post and then, kick it back. That's like that was the 90s and early 2000s. Like, it doesn't work anymore. Your players are all like 20 years old. All right. Happy. Week 15 bye. Stick with Goff, Powell, or Russ rest of season.
Well, I'll say what I said last time when we were talking for Gus.
Yeah.
Let's not commit to anybody rest of the season. Let's commit to somebody for week 16. And then we'll figure out week 17 if it happens. So in week 16, it looks like we got Goff on the road against the Vikings. We got Russ at home against the Patriots. And who's our other choice?
Howell. I don't even know, but I know it's a bad matchup because all their matchups are bad.
On the road against the Jets.
Yeah, not Howell. Probably, if you look at just in terms of defense, they're going to face week 16. It's probably Goff.
And he's indoors.
Yeah.
Probably Goff week 16. And then, I mean, I think doesn't he have a good matchup in week 17 too? Maybe we can just commit to one guy. Oh, no, he's got on the road against Cowboys. Broncos get at home against the Chargers. I might want to go Russell Wilson in week 17. So maybe drop Howell and keep Goff and Russ. Maybe you can trap somebody into picking up Sam Howell.
Yes.
Playing them this week, and then playing him against you in week 16 when he plays the Jets on the road.
There you go. The trap drop.
Use the trap drop.
There it is. I'm telling you, it's going to be a thing. The trap drop.
It's going to be an end game thing. We'll be talking about that all the time. What are they talking about? The trap drop. Only the end game community knows what we're talking about.
That's right. All right. So right now we'll just say Goff. All right, OG Sumo Vibe needs 4 of these guys. Mostert, Pollard, Etienne, Swift, Zeke, and Moss.
I think it's going to be the first 4. I know Elliott was great last week, but I'm not chasing that. Moss, maybe he scores this week, but you got to feel good about Mostert. You got to feel good about Pollard this week. You pretty much always feel good about Etienne. Swift, I know, has been an absolute bust the last 2 weeks, but he has a great bounce back spot this week. I'm going the first 4.
Yeah, Etienne, you still have to start, especially with this group. Yeah, still have to go Etienne no matter what. I like Swift this week. I'm going to pick him to boom. I think he could have a big game again finally. And then Mostert for sure. Pollard, yeah, I agree with that. Let's see it from Moss before we sit a guy like this, for him. John, should I start Stafford over Hurts?
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. I'm going Hurts still.
Maybe Jalen Hurts is like the one guy I can put over Stafford this week. So I guess you can just still go to Jalen Hurts because he runs in touchdowns. But everybody else, you can sit for Stafford. And then pick 2 at the flex. Komet, Kenneth Walker, Jalen Warren, Romeo Doubs, Addison, or Chris Godwin.
Oh, man.
Pick 2. Doesn't say if it's PPR.
I'm actually putting Dobbs on the sneaky starts. I'll like him more if Jaden Reed's out, but I think I'll still like him this week. Look, Christian Watson probably going to be out. Dontavian Wicks probably has a high ankle sprain. He's probably done for the year unless they make the playoffs. It's the Bucks. They're at home. Like, he's got touchdown upside this week, and he might actually catch some passes and get some yards finally. Might not just be or maybe he just scores 2 touchdowns. Maybe he has like a Derrick Henry game, right? Like 30 yards, but hey, 2 touchdowns, so who cares?
Right.
You have one of those games. So I think I'm going Dobbs out of this group. I don't.
Another brutal matchup for Walker and the Seahawks on the other side.
No, it's like, man, remember when Kenneth Walker was a league winner? What happened? Where'd those
that was
days
last
go?
year.
It was like the week. No, I remember like early in the season, he was scoring like a touchdown or 2 every single game.
Yeah, that's true.
What happened?
Injuries.
It was like years ago that happened. But could I really start Jalen Warren over Kenneth Walker? I don't think so.
I think so. It look very similar because these are both guys that are in a strict 1-2 kind of timeshare. And Walker is now probably going to get more run than Charbonnet now that he's pretty much close to 100%. But they both kind of rely on those big plays. You know what I mean? Those chunk plays. Well, Warren is usually more involved as a pass catcher. I think the matchup is just so much better for Warren. And really what I mean is it's so brutal for Walker that it makes you not want to start him as much.
Here's my problem with Warren. Like, after he kind of got hot there for those 3 games and people were like, "Oh my gosh, he's a starter." 49 yards against the Bengals, not a bad matchup. 59 yards against the Cardinals. And then 11 yards last week. Granted, it was the Patriots, but 11 yards. Like, I'm just worried. Like, okay, he got hot for like 3 games, and now he's back to being Jalen Warren again in this offense. I mean, look, I don't feel great about Kenneth Walker by any stretch. I don't feel great about Kenneth Walker, but Kenneth Walker is a much better player than Jalen Warren.
I agree with that. You know, I'm a Walker fan. I always have been.
I think if it's me, I'm going Dobbs and Walker. I can't play Jalen. I just personally can't play Jalen Warren over Walker.
I will say this because I agree that Dobbs could be a sneaky start, but also this is very dependent on the injury situation. Watson, we assume he won't play, but we don't know. Wicks, I think questionable. Reed, also questionable. Look, none of those receivers play for Green Bay, then yeah, you definitely want to start Dobbs. But if it's only one guy who's out, I mean, I don't know if this is PPR, half PPR, whatever, but I think you could just roll the dice and go with both Walker and Warren. So I don't feel great about those receivers.
I feel very confident Wicks is going to be out, and I feel also very confident Watson will be out.
Yeah, Watson.
Reed is the one who might not be out, but I mean, that's fine. They're missing Watson and Wicks. That's enough for me against the Bucs.
It is Tampa Bay. All right, so right now I'll say Dobbs probably, and then either Walker or Warren.
Yeah.
Brandon Ahmed says he's one of those guys. Welcome to the club. Had Herbert and Keenan and barely made the playoffs. So we're going to go Love, Geno, Russ, or Browning.
I mean, it should be Love at home against the Bucs. But again, you might be missing all his. Maybe Browning.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It should be Love, but what if all 3 of those receivers don't play? If he doesn't even have at least, I think he needs to have at least either Watson or Jaden Reed for me to feel comfortable starting Love.
Yes.
So I guess right now go Browning. And then do you think Travis will play? He's been questionable. He's probably going to play again.
Yeah, I don't know which Travis it is, Kelsey or Etienne, but they keep playing. It doesn't matter. They keep playing. Yeah, not worried about either Travis.
Yeah, assuming Etienne, he's had that rib issue. He hasn't been great, but you still got to play him. And then Phil, a.k.a. the Rico Easton Stick guy. Happy Wednesday. No waiver claims, no ads, sitting idle, rolling the team, starting Eckler. All right, here we go. Yep, just hang out. I think you missed it. Did you catch his name change?
Rico Easton Stick guy. Oh, jeez.
All right. Every time. Zach Dabney needs 2 receivers. Reed, Devontae Smith, Garrett Wilson.
I mean, even if, well, maybe, definitely Devonta Smith. I'm just debating if I can go Reed over Garrett Wilson if he plays, just only because it is the Bucks. I mean, what did he do? I mean, what? Okay, yeah, he had those carries and he scored, but I'm pretty sure Matt LaFleur after that game is like, maybe we shouldn't run him like Debo because Debo's like 220 pounds and he's like 185 pounds and he got concussed. Even though concussions don't matter anymore, he did get concussed. So maybe we don't get the. What did he have? Like 8 catches for 27 yards? What?
27, 29, something like that. Yeah.
What are with these wide receivers being used like running? He's literally being used like a running back. Like 3 carries and like, I guess, dump offs from out of the backfield. Like, what is this?
Well, here's the other thing. I'm thinking about this because, Aaron Jones didn't play and Aaron Jones may come back this week. If Aaron Jones plays, you got to figure most of those little dump offs and those carries are going away. So that probably hurts him.
Yeah, probably got to go Smith and Garrett Wilson.
Yeah,
well, I'm not too worried about Aaron Jones and his 20% snap share.
No,
whatever he does this week.
Let him worry about Aaron Jones too much, but I'm just thinking that, like, oh, well, at least he'll catch 10 passes or he'll get those carries. But that might not be there either, is what I'm saying. So I'll probably just go Garrett Wilson. Definitely Devonta Smith. The Gaming Wolf. Well, here's an easy one. T-Law or Stafford?
Stafford this week. I mean, look, maybe it's a trap. Maybe we're all going to go down in the flames of Matthew Stafford, but we gotta go for it. It's
look, to me, I think
to be true.
Not starting Matt Stafford, that's galaxy brain yourself and like overthink, like, but he's been so good and they're so bad that it's going to be the opposite. It's going to be
right.
Like,
exactly. It's like, have you seen that like meme where it's like it's like a player, like it'll say like Devin Achane can't continue, averaging whatever yards per carry, and then it's like the bell goes up and it says just start Devin Achane, and then it goes back down again and it's like, Devin Achane is gonna regress to the mean eventually, and it's like, yeah, exactly, like galaxy brain, and then everybody else like just start the guy and don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's what this is.
Stafford.
I don't care. I'm starting Stafford. No questions asked here. Monty or Flowers in the flex?
In full PPR, I think I'm going Flowers. In full PPR, I'm going to give the edge to Flowers.
Very, very solid either way. I think Monty is a little bit more of a floor play here, but in full PPR, Flowers has the upside, and I always preach upside. This is the exact same question that Zin Yap had. So Zin Yap, we're going to say if it's full PPR, go Zay Flowers. And then Just Flow did watch the video, as you should. So he's saying, should I start OBJ over London and Brandon Cooks? Because we didn't say we liked London that much, but I don't remember loving OBJ.
Yeah, I don't think I loved OBJ. I mean, I'll be honest, we filmed it Monday night, so I could be wrong. But I don't think I said start Odell Beckham. I might have said if you need him, you can start him. I probably said the same thing about London. I think I'm still going London over OBJ.
I don't hate this idea of starting OBJ over London, but if it's my team, I would probably stick with London. Odell Beckham has been good. Of course, the only one game over the last, I think, 4, and of course the bye was in there, that he didn't have a pretty good game was that 1 week where I was all in on Odell Beckham.
Yep.
So it makes me a little hesitant to go back in on Odell Beckham, but he's been very efficient. He's been one of the leaders. I want to say top 3, and as far as all receivers over the past, I think, month and a half. I'm trying to be mindful of the stats because I checked like November, December, so past 5, maybe 6 games, depending on whether a team had a bye or not. So for him, 5 games. Top 3 in yards per route run and fantasy points per route run. Now, he doesn't run as many routes as other receivers like London. So you're really gonna have to hope for the efficiency to pull its weight over the production and the volume here for London. But I don't know if London's gonna get the volume this week. So that's a long-winded way of saying I don't mind if you start Odell Beckham if you want to shoot for more upside. Just recognize that it might not happen. Flex Moss, I guess. I don't know, like over these guys or what?
Well, if your choices are OBJ over London, Cooks, or Moss, I'm going Moss. I would start Moss over all these guys. He's got the guaranteed touches.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume you meaning that you need one of those at receiver, like wide receiver 3, and then you're flexing Moss. So then the question would be, if you're starting London or OBJ, flexing Moss, would you flex one of those receivers over Moss?
No.
Like, do we just go London and OBJ, or are you still keeping Moss in there?
No, I'm still keeping Moss in. He gets one more chance, and then, for the love of everything, Shane Steichen, just let. What is the issue with Jonathan Taylor? It can only be ball security. It's a thumb. It's got to be ball security. Like, it's not like, well, he's still coming back from the hamstring or his knee, or it's a thumb. If the dude can grip the ball at all, please just be merciful and give us Jonathan Taylor back.
Financial security, because they just paid him money to come back, and they don't want to ruin their investment. They want to make the playoffs, don't they? They're in the
thing. So. That's the thing. If they were if they were out of it, it's like, okay, sure, like, be careful. But you're fighting for the playoffs. It's a thumb. Cut it off. Does he need it?
This is just a flesh wound. Yeah, like the Chargers, they're like, oh, we're just, Keenan Allen's banged up. We're just gonna sit him the rest of the season. You're like, I mean, I guess, why not? But I'm not saying they're doing that. It doesn't make sense with Taylor. Anyways, let's go on to Thomas. Thoughts on the Rams receiver Demarcus Robinson? I want to hear your thoughts.
Floor very low. Ceiling okay ceiling. I mean, this week maybe a decent ceiling, but I mean, even really, what's the ceiling here? Because, like, for as much as we like Stafford and this Rams offense this week, I don't think Cooper Kupp is going off, Puka Nacua is going off, and DeMarcus Robinson is going off. Like, somebody's not going off, and it's probably going to be DeMarcus Robinson, but I think he can at least have a good game. But the floor is low. That's the thing. The floor is low, because if Kupp and Puka go scorched earth and they're just blowing them out, and then they're running Kyron in the end, maybe DeMarcus Robinson doesn't get a whole lot involved. You know what I mean? So the floor is low and the ceiling is like moderate.
Yeah, I don't want to get too deep into this because I obviously talked about him on the video. If y'all didn't see it yet, watch the waiver video. The last 2 weeks, if I recall correctly, he's gone 46 and 55 yards and a touchdown in each. And now he gets the Commanders. So they're like, oh, well, of course, he's going to do better. It's not always how it works. So I think that the floor is still like he catches 2 passes and does nothing. The ceiling, the absolute ceiling, maybe he does get more involved, but I think his absolute ceiling is that he happens to have a long touchdown, maybe 80 yards, and that touchdown. So it's still a deep league option. Anthony, what's up, Anthony Gian Gregorio? Worried about Dawson Knox?
Oh, taking workload? I don't know. I don't think so. It seemed like the one who took the hit last week was Khalil Shakir more than more than Dalton Kincaid. So I'm not too worried about it.
The only thing that might worry me about Kincaid more than Dawson Knox is if that shoulder injury bothers him. But not worried about Dawson Knox. Eric Arredondo, Mahomes, Kyler, or Fields?
I might go Fields here. At least he runs. I feel like he has more upside than Mahomes this week. He at least runs. He could rush in a touchdown or two. He can always hit a long play to DJ Moore. I'm going to go Fields.
Don't have to start Mahomes this week. We've been saying it. It depends who your other options are. Kyler, no. Fields, yes. I think I would go Fields over Mahomes. And then Rusty Shackelford, what's up? Was able to get Sutton off waivers. That's still hard to believe. A guy like not like he's been a league winner, but why is he just out there? Why is
Right.
what made somebody say, you know what, this guy is just not good enough for my team? Like I'm just gonna cut him.
This guy just scores every week. Get him off my team. Get this bum off my team.
Only had 1 touchdown last week. Starters are Josh Allen, Bijan Eckler, Pittman, Adams, Laporta, need the flex, Sutton, Moss, Ford, Kincaid, just Sutton probably, right?
Yeah, you got Pittman, Adams. I mean, look, I will say if Adams is out, at least you can pivot to Sutton, but I'm not playing him over Pittman or Adams. Oh, wait, he needs a flex?
Yeah, it needs a flex. I think the flex should be Sutton.
Yeah, go Sutton. Because, like, what are we hoping for from Moss? That he actually scores this week? Well, guess who's scoring every single week? Cortland Sutton. And he gets the Lions this week. Like, maybe only behind the Commanders for worst secondary in the league right now. Yeah, go Sutton.
If Devontae Adams happens to get scratched or you're worried like last minute, what do we do? Pivot to like maybe Deontay?
Then, yeah, Sutton in over Adams, then I probably would flex Moss in that case, yeah.
There you go. All right. Good job grabbing him. David, Shane, Carson. Welcome. PPR needs 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, tight end, and a flex. We got Fields, Stafford, Murray.
Stafford.
That is the only correct answer there. Stafford, Etienne, Kyron Williams, and Achane. 2 of those.
Well, I think you got to bench Achane. Also, he did pop up on the injury report today with a toe injury, but you can't feel too good. Like a lot of people said, "How can you not start Achane?" And then look, he got bailed out. He got an entire garbage time series and a touchdown with 2 minutes to go, with a 30-point lead when they should have just kicked the field goal. And then everybody's like, that's why you can't sit Achane. Well, we saw last week why you don't necessarily have to start Achane because Mostert is still the guy here. But anyways, I don't think you can bench Etienne and Kyron this week. So I'm going Etienne and Kyron over Achane.
No, you have to go the first 2 there. All right, then Lamb, yeah, Ayuk, Debo, and Puka. So we're going to have to bench
2 wide receivers in a flex. I'm playing Lamb. And, oh, my gosh. But how do you... I guess you're sitting Puka against the Commanders. I mean, how do you sit Ayuk and Debo this week? How do you sit? You can't ever sit Lamb. Like,
no, you definitely can't sit Lamb. And the way Debo's playing, you can't sit him. It's between Ayuk and Puka. I guess Puka is the one you sit.
I guess, man.
One thing I'll say is maybe because this is where the Stafford thing could be trapped. Like with they're going to throw for 500 yards, and then it's just Kyron Williams getting 200 yards. You know what I mean? So if you already got Kyron, I think maybe you can just sit Puka. And then Kelsey or Goddard, still got to play Kelsey.
Still Kelsey. I mean, Kelsey hasn't been like vintage Kelsey, but has he been bad? I don't think he's been bad.
No, he's been consistent. All right. Next one is Reese Barracks. Needs a flex in PPR. James Conner, Noah Brown, Christian Watson.
Well, if Christian Watson starts practicing and is good to go, I will definitely say Christian Watson against the Bucs. Not feeling good about that. Next, I would say Noah Brown if CJ Stroud plays, but I'm also not feeling good about that. So if Christian Watson doesn't play and CJ Stroud doesn't, so this would be my order. Christian Watson healthy, good to go, him. If not, CJ Stroud plays, Noah Brown. If not, James Conner.
Exactly. But right now, you probably have to just put Conner in your lineup.
Yeah.
And then wait and see if Watson plays. But you can't feel too confident. JR Fuentes also picked up JT off waivers for week 16 if he plays. Yeah, you should be worried about Moss. Did somebody just leave John? Oh, he's hurt. Let me just drop him. Is that what happened?
I want to know. Did they rage drop him, or did they calm drop him? Were they like, I'm done with this guy. I don't care. I'm done. He's not playing. I'm done. Or were they like, Maybe he'll come back. Maybe he won't. But I really need to pick up, like Chase Brown off the waiver wire. So let me drop him. I'm curious.
A lot of people, they think, oh, he was, the initial report, remember, said he was out 3 to 5 weeks. They're like, oh, well, he's not coming back. Just might as well drop him. I wouldn't do that, but even Justin Herbert, I just put him in my IR spot because I have IR spots. I'm not going to just drop him until I know for sure he's not going to play. Now we know for sure they say he's not going to play, but I still have an IR spot open. I'm just going to stash him. Anyways,
even if you don't have an IR spot, I mean, they didn't put him on IR. Shane Steichen is talking like he expects him back this year. Like,
right.
If he comes back next week, again, it's a thumb. I'm pretty sure he can still run. Like you're gonna regret. Somebody's gonna regret dropping JT.
All right, Miguel Perez said, let me see. Question is above. All right, let's see where it is. Miguel finished top there. Nice. Finished top in three leagues.
Got first place in 3 different leagues. There you go. Well done.
Nice.
That is hard to do.
That's actually not the question. Here's the question. All right. Full PPR needs a quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and a flex. Got Tua, Fields, and Stafford.
Got to go Stafford over these guys. Got to do it. You just got to do it. If the Stafford ship, if this is the Titanic and he hits the iceberg, we're all going down with it. We're all going down with it.
Yes, we will. All right, so it's got to be Stafford. CMC, I feel that's probably a decent pick. But then we got Jalen Warren, Kenneth Walker, Keaton Mitchell. Can't play Ramondre. Who else do you like at running back then?
This is the Walker CMC. Warren. I'm still going Walker. I can't put Warren has been bad lately. I can't put him over Walker. I just can't do it. I'm going CMC and Walker. At least you have CMC. He's like a running back and a half.
True. It's close between those two, Walker and Warren. And then Evans, Devontae Smith, Amari Cooper, Deontay Johnson. So we need 2 receivers and a flex.
Evans, Smith, and Cooper. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely the first 2. Yeah, go Cooper. And then Saints or the boys. Not the boys.
Can't play Cowboys. I mean, look, I know Josh Allen will turn the ball over or whatever, but he also could drop 35 points. Like Saints play who at home? The Giants at home? Yeah, give me the Saints. I'm not. We'll see if Tommy DeVito can keep it going on the road against New Orleans. We'll see.
Yeah. Go New Orleans. Victor Blanco, second week playoff. 1 QB, Russ, Flacco, Tua. Slow on Tua.
I don't know. Can I play Russ over Tua? I mean, what if Tyreek Hill is out? I don't think I could. I think if it's me, I'm playing Tua right now. Look, if Tyreek Hill is completely out, okay, maybe then I'll go Russ. But right now, I think I'm still leaning Tua.
Yeah, I'll take the floor at least with Tua. I don't like Flacco's matchup enough to start him outside of a super flex. And then he said he needs points to keep up with Allen. Oh, like your opponent has Allen. Okay. CD, Stephon, got Bijan Robinson, Kyron. That's good. Flex DJ Moore or Stephon. Oh, like who to start and who to flex? Does it matter?
Yeah, because you could put DJ Moore in the wider. I mean, put whoever's playing last in the flex. Who plays last?
Moore, maybe, because Moore, I'm trying to see who plays last, but Moore is also technically on the injury report. So maybe, I guess, put him in the flex just to be safe.
Yeah. I don't think it really matters. I think they both play Sunday, don't they?
Yeah, they do. So it shouldn't really matter. But
yeah.
I guess DJ Moore.
Right now, Tua, but if Tyreek isn't playing, I might change my mind to Russ.
Yeah. Doug Fenton's second place in a 12-team league of CMC needs RB2. Here they are. Gus, Aaron Jones, Rashawn, Pierce, and Spears. I remember this team from a couple days ago. Or could pick up Chase Brown or McKinnon.
Yeah, drop Rashawn and pick up Chase Brown.
Yes.
Yeah, Rashawn one touch last week. I mean, yeah. Drop Rashawn, pick up Chase Brown, and unless Aaron Jones is practicing fully and like Matt LaFleur is like, oh, he's 100%. Maybe I'll go Aaron Jones, but otherwise I'm probably just gambling on Chase Brown.
Yeah, you might as well. I know you're like, oh, I should have started Spears last week. I mean, it was a lot of, I can't call it garbage time because they came back and won, but a lot of come from behind, dumping the ball off. It happened. I can't count on that happening this week. So I would trust Chase Brown. Zachary Mudd made the playoffs. Barely. Doesn't matter. You're in. So here's my question. Which running back do I sit? Mixon, Moss, or Achane?
I'd probably still sit Moss. It wasn't like Achane was bad, right? He averaged, like 6 yards per carry or something? I mean, he still has that explosive ability. I'm probably sitting Moss out of these guys.
I think so. I know he didn't do much last week. Achane, you would think would get more touches this game based on the way the Jets defense is going to operate. Yeah, so I'm going to go Mixon Achane. So sit Moss, and then Rams or Atlanta, both good options. Rams, we just talked about that defense. Washington.
Yeah, but I think now I'm going to go Atlanta against the Panthers. I mean,
Panthers, yeah.
How many points can the Panthers score? How many touchdowns can the Panthers get?
Yeah, both good.
Atlanta's been a good defense, so I'm going to go Atlanta.
Yeah, go there. That defense has actually been getting better as the year goes on too. So you got to give credit to them. They don't have a single a star player necessarily, like a stud pass rusher. They've been solid. All right, we got a super chat from Shane Arnold. All right, Shane, big shout out. Thank you. We appreciate it. What is up, gents? First round playoffs, half PPR, 8-man, starting Waddle, Smith, Kamara, Barkley, flex, White, Laporta, Sanders, kicker. Cleveland defense needs 2 receivers and another flex. And a QB. Okay, this is an 8-man league, so he's already got those guys set. Needs 2 receivers and another flex. Okay, Mahomes or Stafford?
Stafford. I'm going Stafford or Mahomes. I said it on the start sit video. I'm gonna say it on the sneaky starts video because I'm putting Stafford on the sneaky starts because I don't think a lot of people look at Stafford as like you have to start him this week. But I want people to know, so I'm putting him on that video. I said I'm playing him over Mahomes. I'm playing him over Mahomes. I'm playing him over Tua. Playing Stafford.
Going Stafford. I just have to trust the matchups. And it's not even just, Washington's bad. Look at what Stafford has done the last 3 games since he's gotten all his weapons back. And look what Mahomes has done the last 3 games. It's a big difference. Right. So Lockett, Warren, Hollywood, Reed, Myers, and Ford. He says he needs 2 receivers and another flex.
Well, Hollywood didn't practice today, so we'll see about him. Reed's banged up. I will say if all these guys play and aren't really questionable, I don't know, I would go Hollywood, Reed, and Lockett would be my 2 wide receivers and flex. But I mean, then it comes down to a lot of what ifs. Like, what if this guy doesn't play? But look, you only have what? I guess I'll rank them assuming they all play. Hollywood, Reed, Lockett, Warren, Ford, Myers. That would be I'll just do that. I'll make it simple because it'd be too hard to go through all the what ifs. Be here all night. So
yeah,
assuming they all play and are all good to go. Hollywood, Reed, Lockett, Warren, Ford, Myers is my order. I don't know if you want to write it down or come back and watch this or whatever, but that would be my order. And then based on how they all do injury-wise this week, that's how I'd play them.
Yeah, it's funny that my first thought when I saw that report, they're like, they might not play Aiden O'Connell. Jimmy G. What if Jimmy G starts? My first thought was like, oh, Jacoby Myers. He might actually be valuable again because you love throwing to Jacoby Myers. But it doesn't sound like that's going to happen.
Right.
So I would still keep him last or second to last forward down there. I would say, again, assuming everybody is just perfectly wonderful and healthy and happy, and everything goes, smashingly for them this week in practice. My order for this week would be Hollywood, Lockett, Reed, and then Warren, Myers, Ford, which just shouldn't matter. So let's see, though, with Hollywood. I don't know. Might be too risky here. All right. Hope that helps. I think everybody else in the starting lineup is good. Not change anything else. Looks good. All right, Stanley. Thank you, Shane. Appreciate it. Stanley, Alyssa, 8-man team, also 2-2-1 flex. Barkley, Etienne, Hall, HN, Gibbs. That's the problem with 8-team leagues. AJ Brown, JJ, D Hop, and Flowers. So 2 running backs out of those.
I think you got to go Barkley and Etienne. Man, look at these running backs. I think you got to go Barkley and Etienne.
Yeah.
Oh.
Got to start AJ Brown.
Got to start AJ Brown. I think you got to start Jefferson. If Jefferson's out, I'll go Flowers. And then, sorry, I'm not flexing D Hop when I have these guys.
The disrespect continues.
I think I might flex Gibbs even over Achane against the Broncos.
Yeah.
So Barkley, Etienne, AJ Brown, JJ. If JJ's out, AJ Brown, Flowers. I think I'm flexing Gibbs.
I will say
that's a problem with 8-teamers. It's like your bench can outscore your starting lineup some weeks. I'm sure it does.
Yeah, I will say this for D Hop is it probably shouldn't need to be a big week for him because he gets the chunk yardage and the touchdowns when they're having to pass because they're losing. They should be winning, especially if Stroud doesn't play. That's why I like Derrick Henry this week. So it's probably not going to be a big D Hop week. And I wouldn't put Flowers up with those guys. So yeah, so AJ Brown and JJ, and then Barkley and Etienne, the flex. Who do the Jets play again? Jets play the Dolphins. How did I forget that?
Yeah, the Dolphins in Miami.
Achane with the toe. Yeah, just go Gibbs. R. Dan Jr. Pick 2, Walker, Chandler, Gibson, Spears, and Algier.
I do like Gibson this week. Even if Brian Robinson plays. He didn't practice today, but you never know. But even if he doesn't play, I still like him because this feels like a game where they're playing from way behind and Gibson's getting those, those dump offs. But if Brian Robinson doesn't play, you got to really like Gibson this week. I think I'm going Walker, and I think right now I'm going to go Walker and Chandler. I like Chandler too this week. If Brian Robinson is out, I might go Walker and Gibson.
Yeah, I think in this case, I'm going to go Walker Chandler. Gibson could be an interesting pick, but it looks like Madison's not playing, so I will take the volume there with Chandler. So probably the first 2. Carl Williams. It's getting real. It sure is. Pick 1 receiver and 2 flex. London, Ridley, Reed, Palmer, Connor, Achane, Taysom Hill.
Well, I think Achane has to be a flex. I think I still got to go Ridley over these guys this week. Maybe if Reed's a full go, I can go Reed over Ridley. But I don't know. Probably not. But you know what? I'm probably flexing one of those guys. I think Ridley's going to be my wide receiver. Achane is definitely going to be one of my flexes. And then I'll say if Reed is full go, I'll flex him against the Bucks. If not, I probably go London. Is it PPR? I didn't say, but I probably go London. If it's PPR, I'll go London. If it's non-PPR, I'll go Connor.
Yeah, if he were healthy, I would like Reed out of this group, but you're going to have to be ready to pivot. Yeah, sorry, not starting Taysom Hill this week. And then Palmer, I know it would be interesting, but come on, with Easton Stick, I don't know. So this actually leads to Shane actually had a follow up here. He said he has Palmer with Keenan Allen being out. No, it doesn't make a difference with Palmer. He says I do have Trey McBride. Let me go back to the question. Trey McBride, but you got Laporta, so you still start Laporta, right?
Yeah, you're still starting Laporta. I mean, okay, if you got McBride as a potential flex, I'd probably flex him over Myers and Ford. So I would go like Hollywood, Lockett, or Hollywood, Reed, Lockett, Warren, McBride, Ford, Myers would be my order.
Right. Now. If those guys don't play, which very possible, Hollywood and Reed.
Yeah.
Questionable.
Well, that would be my order, and then you can figure it out based on who plays and who doesn't.
Right. What is up, Big Luscious? Just hopping on. Should I play Josh Palmer? We literally just addressed this, so no.
No. Rashee Rice, no way. I like Rashee Rice this week. I think it's a good spot for Rashee Rice. He's on. I put him on the booms tomorrow.
Right.
I like Rashee Rice this week, actually.
Yeah, whether you feel Palmer does something or not, I still wouldn't put him over Rice. And Rice, we've seen his root participation finally get to like an acceptable level because he was getting by on efficiency alone, but now he's finally getting some more volume. So gotta like that. Bitman, assuming this is Lamar Jackson or Matt Stafford.
I still got to go Lamar. I can't put Stafford this high. I can't do it. It's the Jags. They give up a lot to the passing game. He runs. I'm still going Lamar.
Yeah, you should probably still go Lamar. So, I know I said Stafford over every other quarterback, but I didn't put a wager on this, so I can backtrack. Yeah, I'll still go Lamar here. And then one flex: Chase Brown, Dobbs, Downs, Herbert. Is it Dobbs the sneaky start?
Yeah, I'm going Dobbs. I like Dobbs this week. I'm going Dobbs. Also, another thing, and I talk about this on the video that will come out Saturday morning, which will probably get lost in the shuffle of the 3 games and our live stream, but it's coming out Saturday morning. When you look at the Packers, if it loads, my slow computer, there you go. Romeo Dobbs is the only Packer who actually has a plus matchup as far as the Bucs coverage schemes go. So, lots to like about Dobbs this week. I'm ready for him to catch 2 passes for 12 yards and not score and drop a touchdown. I'm ready for Romeo Dobbs to drop a touchdown.
I was going to say he could catch 2 passes and they're both touchdowns, or he could just do nothing. But
yes,
hey, if Watson doesn't play, and if Reed, like you said, all 3 of those other receivers are banged up, even if they don't all miss, it still could be a good spot for Dobbs. So there you go. And then Ali, what's up? He says he made it.
Nice. Well done.
I feel like that was a comeback. Wasn't he like 4-8 or something?
Yeah, his team. I know he was like in another country for like a month or something. Yeah. right during the draft, and he didn't even do any draft prep. He drafted Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook on the same team, but he made it. Well done. Well done.
See, ever since you got rid of Dalvin Cook, that was like the
exactly.
boost you needed.
Anchor off your team.
All right, so needs to replace Keenan and Stroud. Oh man, limping into the playoffs. Howell over Goff.
Nah, Goff at home against the Broncos. I'm going Goff.
1 receiver and 1 flex. Flowers, Palmer, Moss, and then I guess
I'm going Flowers at wide receiver, Moss at flex. I cannot.
Yeah,
cannot do it.
No, Flowers and Moss, and then Taysom or Kincaid.
Kincaid. I did see Taysom was back in practice today, so maybe he'll play, but I'm still going Kincaid.
Yeah, this week my thing with Taysom isn't the injury. It's just don't want to start him in this matchup. OJ Kaminsky needs a flex, full PPR. Ty Chandler, Keaton Mitchell, Ford, Shakir, Komet, just 1.
I saw something where like the Ravens running back splits, like the snap share was literally like each guy played the same amount of snaps. Like, oh man.
Yeah, the appeal with Keaton Mitchell is he takes that one to the house. But of course, as we've seen, it doesn't always happen. Ty Chandler, you got to feel best about the opportunities. He's just not quite as exciting, but is he smarter? Is the question.
But because I was looking into it today, because I'm like, I feel like Ty Chandler's a pretty explosive guy. He ran a 4.38 40.
Oh yeah, he's fast.
So he's got home run potential too, but he's going to get way more opportunities. I'm just going Ty Chandler.
Yeah, I always, when I'm not quite sure with running back, I lean towards volume opportunities. Ty Chandler it is, because I'll say if Madison somehow happens to play, then I would probably go back to Keaton Mitchell. But right now, I doubt it. I'm just go Ty Chandler. And also can't overlook this. Dig an Underdog, he said he got 5 picks right, turned, is that right? $5 into 100 because at 20 times, that's how it works.
Right.
Nice. That's how you do it. So imagine you try that again. Instead of $5, you bet $20. Think about that. Now, I'm not telling you what to bet or how much, but I will tell you this. If you haven't tried Underdog, this what OJ just said. It's fun, right? It's also fun to win money. But here's a good way to start. Say you're not sure. I don't know. I can't get 5 picks right, or I'm not sure how it works. Try this one. Take this pick. Austin Eckler just getting 1 yard. 1 total yard on Thursday night, and you get this pick. It's just go higher. Make sure you pick the higher. If you sign up for Underdog and your very first time doing this, when you get to the pick'em section, you'll see this at the very top of your screen, bright yellow. It'll say new customer special, Austin Eckler, go higher than half a yard. And then you just take one other pick and you can triple whatever your entry is. Or you can do like OJ, you can go 5 picks. You just need to get 4 right, and then you can get a huge payout potentially. Or you can just do like I do every single week and do multiple of these pick'ems and various levels of risk and see what happens there. And I've hit on some of these too. I'm definitely not going to tell you I hit on all of them because that's just not realistic, but just got to pick your spots. Make sure when you sign up, you use promo code ENDGAME, because that also, besides this new customer special, gets you that deposit match. So just for signing up, you get dollar for dollar matched up to $100. And there's all sorts of picks, NFL, NBA, NHL, etc., etc. So check all that out right now if you haven't tried Underdog. And again, the playoffs aren't going to last forever, but then there's playoff best ball, and you can start doing those right now. You don't even have to wait for the playoffs to start. All right, let's keep going with the super chat so we catch up. We're not too far behind. I will do some other regular. You know what? Let's do that right now. Let's do a little quick lightning round. Let's do some the regular chats so we get some other people we haven't heard from yet. Your boy Brady wants to know between Pollard or Moss.
I think I still got to go Pollard. Catches passes, better chance to score. I'm going Pollard.
Yeah, I think you got to go Pollard here. Moss just it's not. Well, you know what? He's looked like Zach Moss.
Yes.
Chris Rivas, OBJ or Devontae?
Devontae. Only way I'd play OBJ is if Devontae's not playing.
Correct. Devontae plays. He should be your boy because he's a Raider. Yeah, go Devontae. And then Dino Bravo, Tyreek Hill or Cortland Sutton? Would you consider starting Sutton?
No. If Tyreek Hill plays, I'm playing Tyreek Hill. This isn't enough for me to bench Tyreek Hill.
Correct. Still going Tyreek 99% of the time. Mo Money, Purdy or Fields?
Ooh. This is close. I think I might go Purdy. A little bit better matchup. A little higher floor. I'll go Purdy this week. But it's close.
It's Arizona. And so for me, in that case, I'll stop downing Purdy. I don't want to be one of these. Brock Purdy's a guy, either you think he's like the GOAT or you hate him. There's no in between. Because if you say anything that's slightly not like remotely positive about him, then you're a hater. And that's
just true for anybody. You say anything not positive about somebody, you're a hater. it. I hate it.
But he's one of those players, like, very divisive. I don't know.
True.
This week, I'll say Purdy. What about the Hustle Kings, Chuba or Zeke?
Spider-Man meme. Volume-based running backs and bad offenses.
Very bad offenses.
I don't know. Zeke will probably catch more passes. He's probably got, who did the Falcons play? The Panthers? The Panthers play the Falcons. Falcons pretty good run defense. Chiefs actually not a great run defense. I might go Zeke. Barely.
I think the matchup calls for Zeke this week, but it's very close between these guys. And then Silence wants to know, are we doing Zamir White this week, people?
I don't want to. I prefer not to.
If you're me and you're still kind of holding a candle for him and hoping somehow, some way it happens, I picked him up in a couple leagues just in case. Not starting him, of course, but if you're in a deep league and you look in the waiver wire, like what else is there? Sure, stash him and see what happens. But Jacobs is now for the season. He's only probably out this week, maybe next week, who knows, but probably not. All right, then David Shane Carson with another one. Here's a defensive question: Raiders or Browns?
I think you got to go Raiders at home against Easton Stick.
There he is. Easton Stick. I did it, by the way. I made the emoji. I don't know if you've seen it. I haven't had a chance to post it yet. Do you see it?
What? How do we not have the emoji on the stream? We gotta get the emoji on the stream. We got the I gotta put the Easton Stick emoji on YouTube.
YouTube, yes, that's where we need it. It's I have it on the Discord. Anyway, he's not on the Discord, so.
What? It's on the Discord right now?
It should be on the Discord. I made it happen.
Where on the what channel? General?
No, it's just on the server, right? Can't you use the emojis on any of the channels?
I guess, but don't you have to put it somewhere first?
I don't know. I may not have done it right.
Yeah, I don't know. Dang it.
All right. Let's see. Next one. Matthew Newhouse. Howell or Browning?
Oh, man. I guess Browning. Are we just all in on Browning this week? It's a good matchup. He's been great. Go Browning.
I mean, I'm in on Browning. I'm also just not in on Howell. Just not. He's been bad 3 straight games. This team's just not too motivated, and it's a bad matchup against the Rams. So I'm gonna go Browning. Sammy got a question here. Pick one. Zay Jones, Scary Terry, Hollywood needs upside.
Believe it or not, people aren't even gonna have a reason to watch the video now. Believe it or not, Scary Terry is on my sneaky starts this week.
Wow. That would.
I know, and I'll tell you why. First of all, you've kind of talked about this. We kind of talked about it. You got to think coming out of the bye, they're like, okay, we got to get Terry McLaurin at least more involved. Right? This isn't working. We got to get him more involved. But also, you got to think the Rams are going to be crushing them. They're going to throw it 40 plus times. But then you look at the coverage grades. Okay, Diami Brown actually has the best coverage grade, but I mean, really, Diami Brown.
Yeah, don't matter.
Terry McLaurin has a plus 11 coverage grade this week. So the Rams coverage scheme plays really well into what Terry McLaurin does. I mean, there's a lot of risk with Terry McLaurin. I might go him unless Hollywood is full go. If Hollywood is full go, no limitations, if you can get 2 full practices in, okay, maybe I'll go Hollywood. But otherwise, I'm going Scary Terry.
Well, I think it might have to be Terry because Hollywood, very questionable here. I would say Hollywood if I felt he was 100%, but I don't right now. And then I would definitely go McLaurin over Zay Jones this week. So right now, probably just plug McLaurin in there. I mean, he's got upside. He's got downside, but you want upside, go for Terry. Desi McCormick. Keaton Mitchell and Najee Harris, good plays this week.
I would say they're okay plays this week. I mean, they could come through. Keaton Mitchell could always hit a home run. Najee actually has a great matchup, but I mean, how good can we feel about this Steelers offense right now? So I would say they're okay plays this week.
Yeah, I don't think you can feel great. Najee Harris should be a good play this week based on the matchup and the way everything breaks, but he should have been at least a decent play last week, and you saw that Steelers offense. I'm still kind of in on Jaylen Warren. I'm slightly less, but still sort of maybe in on Najee Harris as being playable. Just very risky. And Keaton Mitchell's always risky. Bears over Panthers. Defense. Are the Panthers one of those teams that doesn't matter who they play? Are they ever really playable as a defense?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah, let's go Bears. It's Joe Flacco. He'll take sacks. He'll still turn it over. I'm not worried about Joe Flacco lighting up the Bears.
Right. Hey, I'm just telling you, maybe overstating this. I think Bears defense is getting kind of good over the last part of the season. They had a bunch of interceptions over the last 3 weeks. Look it up. They've gotten legit. And then Birdman is saying, "What's up? This is the elusive Birdman. We're trying to guess his secret identity, right? You don't have to reveal your name here. That's okay. But if you want to, it's okay too." Steven Youngberg, Flex, Elliott Reed, Lockett, or Flowers?
I'll say if it's... Actually, I might just go Flowers regardless. I mean, Reed is interesting if he's full go against the Bucs. Maybe in non-PPR I could go Zeke, but I don't even know then. I might still go Flowers.
I'd like to say Reed if he's definitely good to go. But if not, Flowers. Let's say Flowers. And then he's saying starting Mostert and Henry. Okay. Lamb and Nakua. That's good.
Yep.
All right. Chargers or Colts? Okay. Chargers even bad, but they get to face the Raiders.
Yeah, Colts. Yeah, but Colts get Steelers at home.
Yeah.
And they've been a better defense lately. So I'm going to go Colts at home against Steelers.
Yeah, I think you still got to go Colts. The only reason you can entertain the Chargers is because of the matchup, but they actually might make the Raiders look good this week on how bad the offense might be. We'll see. Maybe, possibly, a legacy game for
Easton Stick. You got to hit this one. Easton Stick. There he is. Easton Stick.
There you go. All right.
Look at that guy. That guy's 28 years old, by the way. Looks like he's 17. He's 28 years old.
Doesn't look as good. Looks better than he used to. His old profile picture is a little different, though.
I mean,
he's aged.
He's aged a little bit. You know. This is okay. Wait, how did I not get? No, we need this picture. Nah. All right, I got a new one. Don't worry, guys. I got a new better one. We'll get back to it later.
Okay.
Let's keep this thing rolling.
Vegito. 2 running backs, 1 flex. Pollard, Achane, Gibbs, Zeke, Chandler. We need 3 of these guys, so it looks like we're sitting 2.
Well, I can sit Zeke and Ty Chandler for these guys.
Yeah, if you're worried about Achane or if we know that he's going to be limited, hurt, whatever, then you can plug Zeke in. Chandler's going to sit here, I think, almost surely. So, yeah, first 3, unless Achane is out or limited or whatever. Nice.
Don't want to ruin the surprise.
Okay, well, we'll wait till we get a Chargers question, if that actually happens. What about Vic? Love, Barkley, Cook, Zeke, McBride, Cup, Waddle. Starting. Allen. Okay. Yeah, Allen is going to be out. So we're gonna have to swap. It looks like, yeah, no, that's on the bench. London, Connor. I guess Aaron Jones is on the IR. Ford.
Yeah, I'd probably go Zeke over Connor this week. He's got a bit better matchup. Still not. I don't care if Aaron Jones plays. I mean, unless Matt LaFleur comes out and says he's 110% fully healthy, no limitations, then maybe I'll get sucked back into Aaron Jones just to get disappointed again. But outside of that, I'm not doing Aaron Jones. Not doing Ford. Not doing London. Not a good. Next week, I'll be saying start London again. This week, not so much. So yeah, I think you're good the way it is.
Yeah, you don't love flexing Zeke, but he's probably better off than Connor this week. So I think it's fine. All right, we already talked about that. Let's see here. I think this is a fair go. Let's ask this. The game Lord. If Adams is out, Rice, Garrett Wilson, or Achane?
I think you still got to go Achane. I do like Rice this week. But I think Achane has that huge week-winning ceiling. I think Adams will play, so you won't have to worry about it. But I would go with Achane and hope for that, huge game.
Tricky with the toe thing. If it's a non-issue, Achane, but otherwise, I think you can feel pretty good about Rice. All right, and then we got Cali Loco. One each. Running back, receiver, flex. Achane, Mostert, Smith, Olave, Rice.
I think you got to go Mostert at running back. And then I think I'm going Smith and Olave. I like Rice and Achane, but I don't know if they're on the same tier as these guys right now. So Mostert, Smith, and Olave for me.
Yeah, I don't think it's like a few weeks ago where we can say, "Oh, you can start both Dolphins running backs." I don't think we can be there, especially after last week and going against the Jets. Mostert seems to be the guy. Devontae Smith, you're just going to keep rolling with. Olave, good enough. Michael Amato, riddled with injuries, lost. Let's see, Burrow, Ramondre, and Pacheco. But good news is you got Lamb, you got AJ, and you got Puka. So those guys could probably carry you just by themselves. But we need a flex here, and let's see. Need a quarterback, 2 running backs, a tight end, and a flex. Goff, Browning, Swift, CH, Zamir, Gus, McBride, Likely, Curtis Samuel, Josh Palmer, and London. All right, let's start quarterback. Goff or Browning?
I think I'm still going Goff at home against the Broncos.
Yeah, this one's close. I do like Browning. I'm starting him some places, but Goff still should have more upside. He's at home. You just got to hope he gets better. I mean, I don't know what's up with all the turnovers.
Yeah. And I saw today that if it wasn't enough, they changed a fumble that they originally gave to the center to Goff. So he's now had 3 turnovers in 3 straight games.
Nice. All right. So
with that being said, I'm going Goff this week. Yeah, that sounds ridiculous.
Yeah. I like Browning. I'm not gonna lie, I like Browning, but I think Goff is fine. This could be close. All right, now running back. I think Swift has to be one, and I guess Gus has to be the other. CEH. You can go CEH over Gus.
CEH gets more touches. He could score. I mean, look at Gus. What did Gus Edwards do last week? What has he done the last 2 weeks? I know he's your guy, your Miami guy. I get it. I get all that. But I mean, 6 carries for 15 yards, 8 carries the week before. Like, I'll take CEH's 11 carries, 3 catches, and hope he falls into the end zone. Wow. Gus Edwards, 14 carries over the last 2 games for Gus Edwards. I'm going CEH.
I'm going Gus. Because at least, you know what Gus has done this season? Actually something. Like something. He actually scored touchdowns. He had a 3-touchdown game. He's had touchdowns in several games.
10. 10 touchdowns, actually.
I'm going Gus. All right, McBride or Likely?
McBride. I'm still going McBride.
All right, and then just one flex. So among all of these guys.
Well, here I'm going London. I don't love London this week, but I'll gamble on him over these guys. I'll go London at flex.
Yeah, I think London. All right, there you go. Cali Loco with another Miami or Atlanta.
I mean, I think you got to go Miami at home against the Jets. It wasn't like it's not like Tennessee lit them up. They fell apart in the last 3 minutes of the game. I mean, they were doing just fine prior to that. I'm going Miami against the Jets.
Yeah, they only got lit up right when it mattered most, in the last 2 minutes. I don't know though. Zach Wilson, is this the corner being turned?
Yeah, just like it was when he played the Chiefs in week 5 or whatever. Remember that corner? It turned right into a brick wall. It was like, yeah, crash.
It was like he basically did a full circle. Just went back to where he started.
You ever watch The Office?
Not too much.
Oh, that show is so good. But there's an episode where Michael Scott, if you watch The Office, you know what I'm talking about. He's got the GPS. He's got a rental car, the GPS, and it literally says like turn right, but it wants him to turn right like up a little bit. But he literally just turns right where it says and turns right into the lake. And he's like, the GPS said turn right. I was just doing the GPS. That was like Zach Wilson. He turned the corner and then fell off like right off the cliff.
I was thinking more like Toonsis the Driving Cat, where he goes off the cliff.
That too. Yes.
Yeah, Miami defense is fine. All right. And then in QB hell, well, it could be worse because I don't know. I say that. Flacco, Zach Wilson, DeVito, Mullins, Trubisky, and Ritter. Which guy that you didn't think you would even have to consider talking about this season would you play in the playoffs?
I mean, look at this. Like, look at these QBs. QB that was on the street. QB behind Aaron Rodgers. Was Tommy DeVito was on the practice squad, I think.
Third string.
I guess Nick Mullins technically was the backup before he got hurt. Trubisky the backup, and then Ritter. Like, what is going on week 15? What is this? I'm going Flacco. He's at home. He'll sling it. He'll chuck it. He's at least got some weapons around him. I'm going Flacco.
Yeah, just go Flacco because he can maybe do something.
Brandon knows what I'm talking about. The Office, one of the best shows ever.
Yeah, I just never watched. I mean, it looks good. I don't know. I haven't watched a lot of shows lately that aren't like anime, but Ava has watched, I think, every episode of The Office. She loves it.
I've watched it multiple times. It's so good. So good. So good.
All right, Carl. Not a question, just a wealth of knowledge. Thank you, Carl. Appreciate you. Yeah, this is, and by the way, we know everybody's not going to win their championship, us included, in our low leagues, but we'll still be here throughout the season. You can still come hang out. Phil, the Rico / good chance to try it out. Rico, the Rico Easton stick guy. There we go. Very nice. That's probably what I really wanted to do all along. I just didn't have the time and the energy to think about this, but there we go. Let's make this an emoji. All right.
Easton stick with an Easton stick.
That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about right there.
Before we transition back to football, which my point there was, even if your fantasy season's over, it's still fun to talk football. And you can still do best ball, and you can still do playoffs, and underdog, and all these other things. So you like football, there's plenty of ways to still be involved. So don't mourn just because your team gets eliminated from the playoffs. All right. So before we get back to it, because he knows we're 80s kids, 90s, adolescent, teenagers, Seagal or Van Damme?
Oh, definitely Van Damme for me. I mean, kickboxer, blood sport.
Yes.
Cyborg, an underrated, terrible, but enjoyable B movie. Like if you want to see a terribly good, like one of those movies that's like that was so bad it was good, go watch Cyborg.
Bloodsport is
Bloodsport.
Must.
Remember, like at the end, every it's like
yeah,
he holds it for like 10 seconds.
It for like 10 minutes.
It's like ridiculous.
Oh, good stuff. All right, Lex Dad made it through. Nice, made it through round 1 already. Okay, so let's see. PPR needs 2 and a flex. Let's rank these guys. All right, Walker, Pacheco, Jefferson, Metcalf, OBJ, Jacoby Myers, Devin Singletary, Jerick McKinnon, and Deontay Foreman.
All right. Well, assuming if Pacheco plays, I'll go Walker and Pacheco. If Pacheco's out, I'll go Walker and McKinnon.
Yep, I agree.
Jefferson and
Receiver.
Metcalf at wide receiver. If Jefferson's out, I guess Odell. I don't see another one. I'm not playing Jacoby. So Odell.
Yep.
Oh
So
my
now
God, we gotta flex somebody. I mean, I'll say if JJ and Metcalf play, I'll flex Odell.
Yeah, that's what I would say. I'm fine flexing Odell. I don't hate. I'm a little hesitant to get back on OBJ, because he's primed to let us down. But the numbers bear it out. He should be in a good enough spot. He should be a strong flex. So I don't think Pacheco is going to play. I do think Jefferson's going to play. So let's just say that.
All right,
probably going to go Walker McKinnon. All right, then let's see. Austin J. Usually, yes. Usually the questions before the super chat. Do I flex Rice, Ferguson, Chase Brown, Brandon Cooks, or Kenneth Walker?
I'm going Rice. I'm just going to go Rice, even if it's I don't even care if it's non-PPR. Rice catches touchdowns. He's not a guy that he's not one of these guys that's going to catch, 7 passes for 50 yards. He'll catch 4 passes for 70 yards and a touchdown, or 6 passes for 100 yards. You know what I mean? I think I'm just going to go Rice over all these guys.
Right. You can feel pretty solid about Rice, what he's going to do. This is not a good spot for Walker. Do the Seahawks ever have even a decent, non-difficult matchup the rest of the season? Do they ever get any relief?
I think week 17 they have a good matchup if you somehow make it. They have in week 7. They get the Steelers in week 17 at home. So yes.
Yeah, and that's not too bad. But yeah, this week just go Rice. And then Cali Loco. Okay, we have, just to warn you, give you a heads up, back-to-back consecutive opportunities to flex the meme again. Cali Loco, QB continued. Carr, stick to replace Herbert. Are we going here?
I almost want to say Easton stick. That's just how low I am on Derek Carr. But he gets the Giants at home. So I begrudgingly probably have to say Derek Carr, unfortunately.
I think he's kind of adding on to the previous one. So he did have Flacco, Zach. Well, I think we just said Flacco. Would you go Carr over Flacco?
No, I'd probably still go Flacco. Well, I mean, what's the upside for Carr? I'd probably still go Flacco.
Agree. And we'll say, that the Saints get the Giants. Giants defense has been better lately. They have been better lately. Less bad. And here we go now. Would you go Michael Amato now, defense? The Chiefs, who are going against the Patriots, and the lame duck coach, Bill Belichick. I love saying that. Or the Raiders, because they get to face on Thursday.
Easton Stick. But I think I still go the Chiefs because, hey, look. I just saw this comment from Young Money. Pull it up. If Easton Stick has a good game, can we force Chris to call him Beastin Stick? What if Easton Stick actually is Beastin Stick? Look, how many touchdowns did the Chargers get last game?
The last month? Have they scored a touchdown? I don't know. No, I think they did. Austin Eckler scored. I know that.
Yes. Who led that drive? Beastin Stick did. Beastin Stick led that drive. Maybe he's him. I'll just take... I don't know where the other question is. Sorry, I messed it up. But I'll just take the Chiefs against the Patriots, who I know probably aren't going to score a touchdown. They scored 3 last week. They used up all their touchdowns. They're not scoring this week. Give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. Yeah, go with the Chiefs for sure. Let's see. Here's a trick question from Juice. Oh. It's not a Taysom Hill question. Stafford or Stafford?
Hey, if you can play 2 Staffords this week, you definitely win.
I would definitely try to do that. Zinnia. 12 team, full PPR. Hurts, Bijan, Kyron, DJ Moore, Pittman, McBride, flexing, Monty or Flowers?
It's PPR. I'm going to go Flowers. Slightly over Monty in PPR.
Yeah, I feel. Actually, I think it was him. I feel like we had this question already, but
Yeah.
slight edge to Flowers in PPR. Bench, Goddard and
Yeah,
Foreman.
not flexing those guys.
Nah, Goddard, and we're saying still McBride over Goddard barely. I think, although I don't remember if I said that. I think I'm okay with Goddard.
Yeah, it's close, but McBride will probably get more targets, so probably go McBride.
And here, defense, this is actually a tough call. Ravens or Bears?
No, I'm going Bears fairly easily. I mean, Joe Flacco, like, it's not like Joe Flacco's coming in and, like, lighting the world on fire. He's just been better than, like, PJ Walker or Dorian Thompson Robinson. He's still what it had. Takes sacks, interceptions. I'm going Bears.
I'm going Bears, and like I hate to keep saying it as if I'm suddenly like a Bears fan, because I'm definitely not. I'm not a fan of any team except for the Dolphins and whoever's playing against the Jets. But over the last 3 games, people I don't think even realized over the last 3 games, which does I think coincide with when they added Sweat and lockdown and didn't trade Jalen Johnson, thankfully. They have 11 turnovers on defense. 11. So I know they have not played great teams. They're playing divisional teams, but they forced Jared Goff to look really bad twice. So, yeah, I'm going Bears for sure here. Les Poole. Pick 2, Mahomes, Goff, or Flacco. This is a super flex.
Yeah, pretty sad that, like, Flacco and Mahomes.
Flacco's entered the conversation.
But it's Mahomes and Goff. I can't feel great about Flacco this week. I mean, he's at home. But, yeah, like you said, the Bears been better. Give me Goff and Mahomes.
This just happens to coincide with what I just said. I don't think the Bears defense is a smash spot at all. And it's not that I still love Goff. You have to play Goff. No, it's just this week, I will say I'll still go Mahomes and Goff. OJ, no PPR. Starting Wilson, Sutton, St. Brown, Cook, Kittle, Evans, Elliott. On the benches, McBride, Kyler, Aaron Jones, and unfortunately, Keenan Allen and Ramondre.
Yeah, I don't think you change anything here. Not starting Aaron Jones over those guys. Not starting Kyler over. Well,
Kyler and Wilson is the only thing.
But Kyler against the 49ers, Russ against the Lions, I might just go Russ. Plus, you got the Russ Sutton stack. Not that really matters. It's just fun to say. It's fun to say, like, oh, you got the stack, even though it really doesn't matter. But I just like Russ. I just like Russ a little bit better against that Lions. The Lions, talk about the Bears being better. The Lions have been horrible on defense. Horrible.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, and Russ has been running. Kyler, he has rushing upside. Now, all of a sudden, Russ, he's found it. He is starting to look a little bit more like the Russ of the past.
By the way, I'm just assuming that's Russ. If for some reason it's Zach Wilson, give me Kyler.
Well, this is true. I would assume that you didn't just set Zach Wilson as your starting quarterback. That's just me.
Hey, he's coming off a big game. This is it.
This is true.
QB controversy next year. Zach Wilson or Aaron Rodgers? Who's starting for the Jets?
Oh, boy. Let's save that for week 17. Dustin Chalfant, 10-team standard, $1,000, 4 wins, no playoffs.
No playoffs.
What? No playoffs.
Oh, I remember this. I remember this. Only 3 ad drops all year.
What? Only 3? That's borderline insane. I'm in first. Up 1. Need 2 receivers. Well, can't play Nico. Can't play JSN. Oh boy. All right. Hill, Nico, JSN, Godwin, Pickens.
Can I quickly say how much I love this format? I love this. So you play head to head every single week. And instead of having like, it's the playoffs and I lost this week and now I'm out even though my team dominated all year, you just play head to head every single week. And at the end of the year, the best record wins it all. I kind of like that.
Maybe we could do this. I'm sure you probably don't like that it's a standard league, but
yeah, I don't like that it's standard. I definitely don't like that. But I kind of like this format. It kind of get me thinking, like, because it would be really, it would be really cool. Like one thing that really is not fun about fantasy football, the season is so short. And then teams that are bad, like your fantasy football season could be over in like 5 or 6 weeks, right? If you happen to draft just a horrible team, or like if you drafted, like your first rounds your early picks were all busts or they got hurt, like your fantasy football season might only be 5 or 6 weeks long, and then it's like, well, I'm out of it. There goes fantasy football for me. That wasn't very fun. Like, I would love to come up with a way where, like, how do you keep teams involved all year? But anyways, that's not for tonight. Anyways, all right, let's answer this question. 2 wide receivers. You gotta play Tyreek Hill if he plays, and then I mean, I don't think Nico's playing. I guess if Nico somehow is playing and he's fully healthy, then I would go Nico. Otherwise, I don't know. Maybe JSN against the Eagles and hope for a big game.
Yeah, you'd like to say Nico, but I don't know. It's Wednesday, but still, I haven't heard anything about him either way.
I mean, he didn't practice today, but it's only Wednesday, but still, I mean, he
can't feel
probably
great.
Not playing, right? Probably not playing.
So, is it a little far-fetched to say, because it is standard? Because for some reason, I randomly thought about this. What if this is the George Pickens game? What if this is the game where, because he actually has, you talked about this with Terry. If you look at the coverage matchups, and it actually favors him, I think. Pretty sure it favors him over Deontay, doesn't it?
It favors him over Deontay. I mean, definitely. He's at plus 11. Deontay's at minus 19. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, like a big difference here. I know, like, he hasn't even gotten targeted, but...
Yeah, the problem is the coverage grade doesn't factor in that he gets throws at the line of scrimmage and Mitch Trubisky. But I get it. Like, maybe this is the week. Maybe this is the week.
I just don't know if I feel it with JSN. He's hardly getting targeted either. I don't know the upside. It's a standard league, so I want that big play, that touchdown upside. And I know you're like, well, where is it with Pickens? It's like this imaginary thing that doesn't exist, but it did exist at one point. I swear I remember it was real, where he would have like a couple of big weeks. If I'm going for it all, like, no guts, no glory, and I don't have Nico, like JSN doesn't do it for me in the standard league. Godwin, I might just roll the dice with Pickens. But
I don't hate Pickens. I don't hate Pickens in a standard league
because it's standard. Yeah. Hopefully Nico plays. All right, so should we put it? This is Birdman. There's been some speculation. How about this? We have a true former, he wasn't lying, for NFL player. When you get a nickname from LT and Drew Brees, it's legit, and you got to stick with that. So
yeah, respect for that.
Everybody who's everyone's good at Googling probably can figure this out. I think I figured it out. And if it's who I think it is, then you maybe grew up not too far from where I grew up. I mean, a couple hours. Sorry, what were we gonna say?
No, I was gonna say, hey, you get a nickname from LT and Drew Brees. That's respect right there, for sure.
Actually, it's not even a couple hours. It's maybe like not even an hour from where I grew up. Anyways. All right. The Kraken needs to, or wait, what? Need to sit one, or you need to and sit one? It's Adams, JJ, DK, and Waddle. I think he says just sit one. Man.
The thing is, like, Adams plays tomorrow. We don't know if it's going to be Drew Lock or not. We don't even know if I think you have to play Adams because what if Jefferson's out? Right? Because Adams plays tomorrow. What if Jefferson doesn't play? And then you're like, well, I didn't play Adams, and now I don't have Jefferson. And now you got to go to the waiver wire and grab somebody.
Yeah, I know. I know I picked DK as a boom, but I'm not gonna bench these guys for DK. So I think it's fine. You just go Adams, JJ Watt. You can bench DK for now. And if JJ doesn't play or something happens, you can always pick.
Yeah.
Ali. Wow, 6 straight wins. Nice. Yeah, that's why I swear I thought I remember he was like Wade. I was like, man, I hope you try to make. He did it 6 straight. There we go. All right, so let's keep going. Drop Taysom, Kincaid, and plug Schultz.
I did see Schultz was back at practice today, but I would only feel good about Schultz if CJ Stroud plays. If it's Davis Mills, I don't want to roll with Schultz.
Yeah.
I think you're fine with Taysom and Kincaid.
Would you, I mean, you're probably going to just start Kincaid this week. Would you want to drop Taysom just to have Schultz maybe for next week?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I mean, look, if Tank and Nico are out, you got to think Schultz is going to get a lot of work when CJ Stroud is back.
Yeah, because even if it doesn't happen this week, for next week, yeah, I mean, you'll probably still play Kincaid, but you could do that. But don't plug in Schultz this week, even if he plays. Back to Hal Goff. Is Hal risky? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, very risky.
Yeah.
I'm still going Goff. I'm not worried about. I mean, I get it, Monty Gibbs show, but they're at home. I don't know. I'm still going Goff over Howell.
And it's funny. You'd think that it might work into Goff specifically, but Lions' favor that their defense has been so much worse. You think, well, the Goff should have to pass it more. He should be getting more fantasy points. That's what happened with Howell. The only reason Howell gets so many fantasy points is because their defense is so terrible that he has to throw it a lot. But it hasn't worked that way with Goff because he's been turning it over. If he can just not turn it over, he should be totally fine. But Howell turns it over too. So, yeah, Howell is too risky. That's the problem here. Too risky. All right, and Sammy, thoughts on playing Chandler over Connor?
Am I irrationally high on Chandler this week? I mean, they're both volume plays, but one gets the Bengals and one gets the 49ers. Man. This like half of me is like, yeah, play Chandler, and the other half of me is like, this is too deep. Just play Connor. I don't know. Probably still. I don't know. Probably still need to go Connor, I guess.
Yeah.
Half of me really wants to play Chandler.
I know this is close. The matchup clearly favors Chandler, but Connor's better. We have to admit Connor's better. I think I would go Connor. I mean, we got to be at least a little worried that maybe Nick Mullins isn't amazingly great.
Sure, definitely.
Edgar Padilla, roster help standard, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, tight end, flex, and defense. All right. Monty, Swift, Cook, Aaron Jones, Chandler, McKinnon. Okay, those are the running backs. So I guess pick 2 of those.
Monty and Swift, definitely. Although I do like James Cook this week, but it is not a great spot for him. So I'm going to go Monty and Swift.
Yeah, I'll go Monty and Swift. And then Hill or Ingram?
I'm going Ingram. I'm riding this Ingram train. I mean, probably rest of the season, honestly, because Kirk isn't coming back, at least not for the fantasy season.
Exactly. It's pretty clear now who the beneficiary is of Kirk's absence. It's not been Ridley, and it hasn't really been Parker Washington. It's been Ingram. And then Lamb, Nico, Reed, Rice, London, Lockett, Myers. So we need 2 of these guys, and then we need a flex somewhere.
Well, I'm going to say, again, I mean, Lamb for sure. If Nico practices fully and is good to go, and they're like, yeah, he's good, he's fine, then Nico. But I don't think that's going to be the case. So probably going to be Rice is going to be your wide receiver 2. Am I flexing? I might flex James Cook over these guys. Honestly.
This is actually standard. So yeah. In standard league, you probably should flex Cook.
Yeah, James Cook at flex. So either Lamb and Nico, Lamb or Rice, and then James Cook at the flex. Yeah, definitely.
And then Cleveland or KC. Gotta go KC.
Yeah, KC against Bailey Zappi.
Yep. The Brown Dasher, welcome back. Needs 2, and a flex. Eckler, Pollard, Achane, Zeke. And then we got Elijah Moore, Zay Jones, Odell, Puka, Lockett, and Myers. And then
all right, I'm going Eckler and Pollard. I'm going Puka. If it's Geno, I'll go Puka and Lockett. If it's not Geno, oh man. Puka and I guess Odell.
It's got to be Odell.
Puka and Odell.
And then a flex.
Achane. I'm flexing Achane. I'm not flexing these wide receivers, even in PPR. I'm going Achane. Achane in the flex.
Right. The good thing is in either format, you can just flex Achane. Now, if Achane happens to be out, we flex Zeke.
I guess.
But still, I would go Zeke over like Zay Jones and Elijah Moore.
Yeah.
And defense, we're just going Chiefs again.
Yeah, I'm not scared of the Patriots because of what they did last week. I mean, look at the Patriots for the first 13 weeks. That's the Patriots I'm streaming against. Give me the Chiefs.
There you go. All right. Eckler, Pollard, Achane, Puka, Lockett, unless it's Drew Lock, and then you can go Odell.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs. All right. Johnny, 24-14, 12-team PPR. Lost Herbert. So now we got Jordan Love, not the worst. Kamara, Henry, Diggs, Chase, Laporta, Falcons. We need to flex. Robinson, if he plays. Jaden Reed, if he plays. Ty Chandler, Deontay Johnson.
All right, well, I'll rank them in order if they're all healthy. Reed, Deontay, probably still have to put Brian Robinson third and Chandler fourth. Reed, Deontay, Robinson, Chandler, I think would be my ranking if they're all healthy. So obviously, if Reed's not healthy, you can pivot to Deontay. I think Deontay will play no matter what. So
yeah, agree. I think you got to be nervous about Robinson, even if he does play. I don't feel like I can. And it's full PPR. And again, I got Brian Robinson. I was high on him preseason, was happy he was doing well. I have him on a lot of teams. I'm not starting him anywhere. I'm not even worried like, oh, what if he plays? I'm just not. I can't do it this week. I would play Reed if he's healthy. Do we think this team can win it all?
Yeah, it'd be better if you had Herbert still, but I mean, he wasn't really lighting it up. But you got Kamara, Henry, you got Diggs, Chase, you got Laporta. Yeah, you definitely. This is a 12-team league? Yeah, definitely. Definitely has a chance.
Yeah, you definitely have talent. You don't have any really weak spots. I mean, obviously Herbert to Love, it's a downgrade, but he should be solid enough. So just need those big games. Chase could have a monster game at any point. Henry, I think this week has a big game. Yeah, you definitely have a shot. All right, what about Lex Dad with another? McBride or Kincaid?
Yeah, I'm still going McBride. He's just going to get more targets. I know it's a tougher matchup, but I mean, it's not a great matchup for Kincaid either against the Cowboys. So give me McBride.
Right. Kincaid. And again, not worried about Dawson Knox, but it is a thing. And, one thing that could work into McBride's favor, which did definitely last week, is Marquise Brown. Is he really healthy? Who knows? Right. And I need a flex. Mixon, Pacheco, Ford, Gus, or Noah Brown?
I think it's got to be Mixon this week. Good matchup at home. The offense is rolling. He's been rolling. I think it's got to be Mixon.
Yes, it's got to be Mixon here. I'll say that even if Pacheco does play, which I don't expect. Amy is back. All right, got into the playoffs. Awesome. Now, crazy to want to play Browning and Reed. Desperate for upside to a matchup does not look good. Are you going Browning, or I should say, should she go Browning over Tua?
I'll say if it's me, I'm still going Tua. I mean, if Tyreek Hill is completely out, then maybe I'll go Browning because it's like, all right, do I really want to play Tua against the Jets without Tyreek Hill, where they may just run it, right? They may just run it all game and just win this ugly game. But I think I'm still going Tua over Browning.
I am starting Browning in, sadly, 2 playoff leagues because I lost Herbert. That's why. But I wouldn't put him over Tua. I get it if you want to. If you think he has more upside, I don't hate it. Well, I do hate it, but I wouldn't blame you for doing it. Who would you play? Let's see. 2 running backs, 2 receivers, 1 quarter. Well, okay, wait. There's got to be more to this thing, I'm assuming. Let me see. Well, maybe she's just saying the format. I don't know. Okay, if we see more, then I guess we'll look for more. Because I know she usually puts her roster on there. All right, hold tight, maybe. Samford, real estate and investment. Full PPR, Kyler, Minshew, or Levis. Is he him?
I mean, look, give credit. I guess give Levis some credit. He led that comeback. But he still had, 250 yards on 1 touchdown? And an interception? Like, it wasn't like Levis. It wasn't like that 1 week where he threw 4 touchdowns. Like, he still didn't have a big game. Minshew, I'm going Kyler. I feel like Kyler's a tier above these guys.
Yeah, I'm still going Kyler, rushing upside. And like I said, San Francisco has given up some passing yards to quarterbacks. They're not a complete shutdown defense in that sense. And then pick 2 running backs, Jacobs, Monty, Ford, Keaton, Aaron Jones. Well, probably not Jacobs.
Yeah, I'm just going to, oh man, but here's okay, Monty for sure. Let me ask you this. You're staring at Jerome Ford, Keaton Mitchell, Aaron Jones. They say Josh Jacobs is playing. Are you just playing Josh Jacobs over those guys and hoping for the best? I think I might.
If he's playing, sure. If he's
Yeah,
playing, you've got to assume he's healthy enough to actually be out there and get the ball. Not going to be like a decoy. It's a charge. Like, where you're not. Neither team is making the playoffs. Like, what's the point of playing if he's not healthy?
Well, that's the thing. I don't think they're going to play. But I'm just saying, when my choices are Jerome Ford, Keaton Mitchell, Aaron Jones, I'll just play Josh Jacobs if he plays. Assuming he doesn't play, I'd probably go Jerome Ford. It's the Bears.
Yeah, Monty for sure. Jacobs if he happens to play, but probably just not doing Aaron Jones. Just not doing it. Just go forward and take what you get. 1 flex, Nico. Well, okay, if Nico plays, sure. If not, then what running back? You got to flex one.
Oh.
I guess Keaton Mitchell.
Oh, man. I guess Mitchell.
It would have to be.
Yeah.
And then Atlanta or KC, both good options. Who you like better?
I'm going KC against Patriots. Give me a defense against Patriots.
Yes. Then the Brown Dasher, Fields or Murray?
Fields. Better match. I mean, both in tough matchups, but Fields I feel like has more upside than Murray.
Yeah, gonna go Fields this week. Thank you. All right, Birdman, Atlanta or Saints D? Saints get the Giants.
I might just go Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta feels safer. But Saints probably have more upside.
Do they though? Against the legend Tommy DeVito?
I mean, maybe the Falcons have plenty of upside this week.
Yeah, I'm going.
What can the Panthers do? I mean, interception, sacks, no points. I might just go Atlanta.
Yeah, but seriously though, the last couple of weeks, one thing with DeVito, besides leading his team somehow to victory, he's not throwing interceptions like at all. And so really that upside that you think is there is not. And somehow this is the most shocking thing. Didn't even get sacked last week, like at all. So yeah, I'm going to go Atlanta here. Out. Gibson, Dylan, Hunt, Chase Brown, or Gus.
I want to go Gibson. I think like Dylan, no. Hunt, touchdown or bust. Chase Brown, home run or bust. Gus, touchdown or bust. Just give me Gibson. He's had 5 or more targets in 4 of the last 5 games. They're going to probably have to throw a lot. Brian Robinson, at best, probably going to be very limited, if not completely out. Give me Gibson.
Yeah, assuming Jacobs probably will be out. If Robinson is completely out, then I would go Gibson. If not, I would go Chase Brown. All right, and then Mindy Hudson asking Drake London or DeMarcus Robinson. I'll just say, like, I know I advocated it, talked about Robinson as like a stash, a sneaky start, but you can't play a guy who's like the number 3 receiver, and he's only been the number 3 receiver on this team for what, like 3 weeks?
Yeah, I'm still going Drake. I'm going Drake London here.
Yeah, you got to go Drake London. And it's not a bad matchup for Drake London. It's just not a smash spot. All right, what about Allen Banda, 2 receivers and a flex, PPR, Garrett Wilson, Waddle, Rice, likely Flowers?
Man. 2 wide receivers and a flex. So I think in that case, I can go Waddle, Rice, and Flowers.
Yeah.
Can likely not even a consideration for these guys. Wilson is interesting, and I think Wilson has a fine floor. I just think Waddle, Rice, and Flowers have more upside.
Waddle is the guy you should like the best. Rice is the guy. I think Rice and Flowers, I feel like, are kind of close together. Yeah. Waddle, Rice, flex Flowers. Okay, thoughts on this? Birdman, you're a Chargers fan, obviously, a former Charger. Phil, the Rico, formerly known as the Rico guy. Did the Chargers go get Matt Ryan?
You know what was crazy about the age? Like, it's crazy to think Matt Ryan and Joe Flacco are the same age. Zeke is only 28 years old. Feels like Zeke is like 35 or something.
It feels like it. Well,
yeah.
When he was a rookie, he was pretty young. That was a long time. But like in running back years, again, that's like 80.
Oh, in running back years, he's like 50.
Yeah.
75.
Okay, maybe not 80. Yeah, it's a different thing. Matt Ryan, I don't know. I think it's okay if they stick with Easton. Yes. Just that's any excuse at this point. Any excuse. It's week 15.
Yes.
What do you think, though? Honestly, you know, I hate to spoil it because I do beat the breakout. You know, it's like, don't want you to know, it's a guy like you probably have never even spent any time thinking about. I'm going to talk about a player you probably don't even know is on the Chargers, but maybe the replacement for Easton Stick. We'll see. So I want to know, Birdman, I want to know what do you think about Easton Stick? I'm curious your thoughts. I mean, we don't know, right? We got to see him. But yeah, we appreciate you being on here. So thank you. Jedi Koth is always on here. No need to apologize. Drop Josh Palmer. Should I pick him up again with Keenan out since we're talking Chargers? But I mean, the quarterback there. Who's the quarterback?
The quarterback is Easton Stick. If it was Justin Herbert, I'd be like, yes, Josh Palmer, you got to pick him up. Like, must add Josh Palmer. It's not Josh. It's not Justin Herbert. So nah, just roll Odell.
Beckham is not the worst. We buy homes near you. 512. Which 2 receivers off waivers? Sutton, Reed, Flowers, OBJ, Rice, or Palmer. These guys are on waivers. All of them. Oh wait, this was a 6-man league, wasn't it? I think he's in a 6-man league. I want to say.
I would rank them Sutton, Rice. I mean, Rice, Flowers, close. Sutton 1, Rice, Flowers 2, Reed 3, OBJ 4, Palmer a very distant 5.
Really good chance Nico Collins doesn't play and or CJ Stroud doesn't play. I would just say right now, don't wait and see. Just pick up Sutton for sure and plan to play him over Nico. And then for Hill, keep him in your lineup. And if you have to pivot, then you can go Rice. Non-PPR, touchdown upside, it's obviously Sutton. And then Rice next. Sammy, best upside in week 15, Taysom or Njoku?
I mean, it's got to be Njoku, right? Got a good matchup. Just came off a huge game. Gotta be Njoku.
Yeah, you can't just trust Taysom out there with your playoffs. We don't know even if he's healthy. Nah, sorry, I'm going with Njoku. Njoku's been really good the last couple of weeks. All right, here Amy did show the team. Tua, Monty, Kyron, Gibbs, Saquon, Charbonnet, Collins, Lamb, Laporta, Rice, Reed, Jake, and Likely. Sticking with Tua.
Yeah, I'm still sticking with Tua. I mean, look, if you want to go Jake Browning, I'm fine with it. I get it. I totally get it. I think it was me. I'm going with Tua, but I like the rest of your team. You got a lot of good players on this team. So you want to go with Browning, go with it. Go for it. I don't think it's the worst choice.
No, not the worst choice. You got really good running backs here, so you got to play Kyron. You still got to play Saquon. Just be prepared to bench Collins. That's the only thing. All right. Bullman. Colts or Atlanta defense. And for some reason likes my hair.
Nice.
Thanks.
Colts or Atlanta. I don't know. I feel like you got to go Colts. Colts have been so good on defense lately. They're at home against the Steelers. I think I'm going the Colts.
Yeah, I like them both, but go Colts. And the good thing with the Colts is you could just pretty much ride them the rest of the season because of their schedule. So, yeah, go Colts. All right, and then we got Lex Dad, also defense question. KC or Atlanta?
KC. I'm going KC against the Patriots.
Yeah, still go KC. Going against the Patriots, you got nothing to be scared of there. Atlanta is on the road, so not quite as good a spot for them. They're not quite as cozy. Robert Lubell, 12-team, half PPR. Tua, Tyreek, Jacobs, Connor, Sutton, Ty Chandler, McKinnon, Spears, Chase Brown, Ramondre. Thoughts?
Well, hopefully you have Tyreek. You're probably not going to have Jacobs. You're probably not going to have Ramondre. Yeah, I mean, you really need Tyreek on this team. This team. I mean, look, anything can happen. I hope you pull it out, Robert. But man, this team got hit by the injury bug at the wrong time, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's very, very injured, your running back room. But that goes for a lot of people. So in this case, just keep Connor plugged in there. You're probably going to have to pivot to, Chandler?
Yeah, probably. Or maybe Connor. Oh, yeah, okay. Connor. Yeah, Connor and Chandler probably. Yeah.
Chandler. Yeah, I still think I got to put Chandler over Chase Brown. Chase Brown, you're hoping for that home run play. Chandler's getting the volume. So, all right. And then Cali Kid, full PPR, needs one receiver, Jaden Reed, Lockett, and Deontay Johnson.
I'll say if Jaden Reed is a full go, I'd put him one. And Christian Watson is out, I'd put him one. If Geno plays, I'd put Lockett 2. Then I'd probably put Deontay 3. That's the thing. It's like so many what ifs, I feel like.
Yeah, it's still early. We're talking about Thursday and you happen to want to play a Charger who isn't Austin Eckler or Raider. Yeah, but otherwise, we still got some time. And so, set your lineups here and you get a good feel for who's a better play. But these things will change, especially the Packers. That game, and how does so many Packers have been injured off and on. I mean, Christian Watson, we know because he's just made of, like tinfoil. But every receiver and running back. The only guy in Green Bay who's not gotten hurt is the one guy who does nothing when he has had every opportunity, which is A.J. Dillon. He's always there, but he just doesn't do anything.
Exactly.
What's up, 95? Got the first round bye. There we go. Planning for next week. Picked up the Broncos defense. Yeah, you don't want to play the Niners next week, but let's see. Broncos next week would play.
I think they have a good matchup, if I remember.
Don't remember. They get. Ooh, wow. They get the Patriots.
Yeah, there you go. And they're in Denver. Yeah, you gotta like that.
Very nice. Yeah, and that's. I'm glad you actually brought that up, 9-5, because I always say this: don't just sit back. Oh, I got the week off. Like, oh, I'm in first place. You sit there and you don't pay attention, and then some, big name waiver wire pickup is there. Somebody else gets it and you didn't. I'm okay with playing defense, picking up a guy just so your opponent can't. I mean, don't drop a guy that you need or use or want, but still, if you can get a guy and it's a way to not let your opponent get better, I'm all for it. Looking ahead to playoff matchups, looking ahead to streaming. Yeah, that's what you got to do. All right, let's do a few more of these. I think we've got all the super chats so far and all our member questions except for these last couple. And we'll make sure we get to some more, do some more that we haven't gotten from. Let's see. Jedi Koth has another half. Dak or Purdy?
Ooh, this is close this week. This is very close because Dak on the road in Buffalo. I mean, you can't feel fantastic about that, but I think I'm still going Dak, though. He's been so good. I think I'm still going Dak, but these guys could be very close by the end of the day, by the end of the week.
Yeah, the way that offense is going, you just can't sit Dak. Even on the road, just can't do it. And then flex, Amari, Jaden, or Calvin?
I'm going Amari. He gets the targets. He's got Joe Flacco. He's got that deep playability. I'm going Amari. I'm back in on Amari. Flacco.
I'll say if he's a full go, I would go Jaden Reed because of that Tampa Bay matchup and because probably Christian Watson's not playing. But if he's questionable, of course, if he doesn't play, then I go Amari. Let's see. There was another question, 95 for defense, looking ahead still. Would you play the 49ers in championship week or cut them for the Jaguars? So the Niners, of course, this week get Arizona. Next week they get Baltimore, but then in week 17 they get Washington at Washington. If that's your championship week,
I'm just playing the 40. Give me the 49ers defense against Sam Howell. I don't even know who do the Jaguars play. They'd have to play some. They play the Panthers. Okay, I mean that's not bad, but 49ers defense against Sam Howell. That sounds pretty good
to me. If you're championship week, I hope not, but if it happens to be week 18 against the Rams, that's not good. Then I'd prefer the Jaguars. But if it's against Washington, yeah, just keep them. All right, let's see. Is Isaac Pop worth picking up if he plays?
Deep leagues.
Yeah. They're probably not. I don't know.
You're trying to come up with. I see you trying to come up with yeah.
It's not worth the breath. Pop is Demario Douglas of the New England Patriots, and hence the big sigh. It's just like Patriots receiver. Like, all right. Thank you from Phil, the Rico, and now Easton Stick guy. That's right.
Dang.
That's where we've gone. Hit that like button. Appreciate everybody being on the stream. We'll be back tomorrow. Got some football finally ready to be played. Can you believe it? It's playoff week for a lot of you. Some of you already started the playoffs, but for some of us, this is it. It's ready to start. So check back in because a lot of those injury updates will have changed and you got more questions. So maybe something else has come up. So check it out. Got all the start and sit videos already up for you. Still more coming, every single day. And also, do not forget, if you haven't for some reason tried Underdog, keep talking about it. Check it out. Try it and see what it's about. Do the pick'ems. You can do the drafts. You can make your own draft with, if you don't want to be in these big tournaments or you don't want to, take a chance. You can make your own little league and your own draft with your own league mates or anybody. But the pick'ems are super easy. Again, Austin Eckler right now just getting a yard. Take the higher 0.5 total yards. Sign up. Use promo code Endgame. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Tell your ops. Doesn't matter. Whoever it is, it's not going to hurt to have them sign up for Underdog. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again later.